getting ready for the Hawks to explode through the inflatable Hawkhead tunnel at the right end. And here they come. Cheerleaders lead out the team. 4 flags, a Hawkhead, and then 3 more flags that all say each has a different part of the expression go. Big blue on it. The team continues to stream beneath the inflatable Hawkhead, just moments away from getting this one underway. Again, the offense. Joshua Brown comes out over 1,000 yards passing now to go with 167 yards rushing. He just has not been able to find the end zone with a touchdown pass of late. In the backfield, we expect to see Justice Durant and Lanier McCrary. Possibly Noah Holland could make a return this evening. At the wide receiver position, Brandon McGill, Jalen Marshall, and Trayvon Durden, along with John Deedle, should be the first 4 out. You know, we'll see Bo Mosteller, Devon Lewis, and Amari Morrow along the way as well. For West Georgia's defense up front, it will be on the nose, Malcolm Mercer. The defensive tackle will be Abu Bangura, and Mason Huntley along the defensive end. At the stud position, Deontay Overstreet. Linebackers will be Xavier Robinson and Amos Dawn. And then the safeties, Cale Bright, Jabron Claude, Jet Lee as a corner, along with Kamayan Fagans, and then the Ram backer would be Keandre Williams, who leads them with 40 tackles on the season. Still, though, trailing by far, Shorter's Mark Harris, who has 62 to pace the Gulf South Conference. So the Hawks, there is a number 1 out to return. I believe that to be Shorter's Trey Thomas instead of Jaden Dollar to return, but that remains to be seen. Both wearing number 1. Dollard has been out, not expected to be back in the game tonight. Kicking off for West Georgia, and the ball is taken by Thomas to the right side. He's hit hard at the 25-yard line. He'll go down there about 20 yards on the return. I neglected to mention that Tyler Davalos, the freshman out of Ackworth and Allatoona High School, not too far from here, was the kicker. So the Hawks start with a football, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. We welcome those of you joining us on Flow Sports this evening, and I've got to give a tip of the hat to Kylie Lee, the SID here at Shorter. She has been working feverishly to get the connection up and running after having some technical issues. So glad to have you along with us on Flow Sports as well as on the Mountain Coast Network. I'm Mike Beavers. Glad to have you here. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. 2 receivers to the left side, play fake, and that's where the pass goes. The pass is a little late arriving. It appears to be caught around the 27-yard line by McGill and put down instantly, as coming over very quickly to make the stop as Jet Lee will get over to make the tackle. I'm checking my rosters for just a moment. 7, not 2. That makes sense. All right, now McCrary takes the handoff on 2nd down, and about 7 to go. He'll pick up a couple out to the 29-yard line, and very quickly, Shorter is looking at a 3rd down, and we'll call it a 6. It's a very long 5 to go. On 3rd downs this season, Shorter is only 33%, whereas West Georgia is stopping opponents at a 37% clip. Hawks with a long look to the sidelines at offensive coordinator Blake Robles. Of course, Zach Morrison, the head coach for Shorter. David Dean, the head coach for West Georgia. Motion on the far sideline. Still 2 receivers to that side. Here comes some pressure late. Sidearm throw. It is caught at the line of scrimmage. Breaking a tackle. Far side of the field. Making the corner at the 40-yard line and ahead to the 45. There go the Shorter Hawks with a 1st down catch on third down. That was Trayvon Dearden with the reception across the way. And Shorter has the 1st down for Dearden. That's his team high 25th catch of the season. He came in with 288 yards, and he'll add to it there. 1st down and 10. Quick pass thrown, screen across the way. It's bobbled on the far side and put down at the 40-yard line, or dropped down at the 40-yard line, I should say. So the Hawks now looking at a second down and 10. With the blue numbers on the black jerseys, I'm going to have to use the binoculars a good bit more tonight. Marshall split wide to the far side for the Hawks. 3 receivers split to the near side and 1 back to the right of Brown. Off the handoff, running to the left side. That's McCrary. He's going to fight his way up to the 44-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of maybe 1, and that'll be about it. The rest of the offense, I realize I forgot to mention the offensive linemen. We expect Zymarian Starter, Bryce Campbell at left guard, and Alan Herron at left tackle. We'll update that as the evening goes on. So third down now, 9 to go from the 44-yard line. Brown, 5 steps. He'll lob it out to the left side. He's got McCrary in open field. The field narrows quickly, though, as West Georgia reacts. Goes ahead to the 49-yard line, does McCrary. They may spot him back at the 48, but not nearly enough for the first down. He'll pick up about 4 yards. Former Hawk Xavier Robinson in on the stop. And after picking up 1 first down on the opening drive of the game, Shorter will now have to punt away. Colin Yvonne, well, he's the long snapper for place kicks. Jackson Moore, the long snapper for punts. Walters in, averaging 37 yards per punt, but he's got about 4 that have gone 48 this year. This one will hit at the 20 and takes off on the far side of the field, and that's what Walters is at his best at, pinning teams deep. The ball will be down at the 5-yard line, and so once again, the freshman Wyatt Walters out of Barnesville, Georgia, Lamar County High School, he will pin the Wolves deep to open this game. He has 2 kicks 50 yards or greater this year, punts I should say, and he has about 4 that have traveled 48 or 49, and that is his 15th kick inside the 20-yard line. Media timeout on the field before West Georgia starts with the ball. We'll take a timeout here as well. 11:42 to go in the first. No score. Shorter's had the ball once. West Georgia gets it for the first time when we return on the Mountain Coast Network.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic trainers, EMS professionals, and caregivers at our 3 regional medical centers are here to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care.
Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
When the Shorter Hawks football team hits the road, the Mountain Coast Network broadcast team heads to Automax. Corey Rhodes and his crew have the right vehicle for us to travel across the southeast from the mountains of upstate South Carolina to the Gulf Coast on the Florida Panhandle. Wherever you are headed, Automax has the car, SUV, van, or bus that you need. Call Automax today at 706-291-0600 or visit them online at automaxrental.com/Rome.
Back at Barron Stadium, West Georgia with a football. First down and 10 from their own 5-yard line. Opening possession of the game for the Wolves. And squatting over the football is center David Bodden. And at quarterback is Cameron Brown. We'll go down the numbers in just a moment. Brown with his heels on the goal line takes the snap. He will roll out to his right side, looking deep, has a man at the 50-yard line, but just overthrows him just by basically the length of the football. He was looking deep. He wanted to go to Michael Tubbs at the 50. That was actually Jonathan Lowe on the far side of the field. And the Hawks hold on that first down deep pass with West Georgia trying to get out of the shadow of their own goal post. This time a handoff goes to the left side. A nice offensive line surge on that side, pushing out for about 2, maybe 3 yards, out to around the 7 or so. We'll see where they spot it. Actually, they're going to put it closer to the 9, and I didn't catch the number. I'm assuming that is Rajays Mosley with the carry. If so, that's his 80th of the year, and he comes in the leading rusher for West Georgia at 571 yards. Brown, by the way, has 367 yards rushing to go with 591 passing. Here, though, a third down and 7 to go. The line to gain will be the 16-yard line. Back to pass in his end zone. Brown looking. He will keep it himself, steps up into the line of scrimmage, and he's going down at the 5-yard line. Cameron Brown will go down on the sack. And for Shorter, Bethea will get the stop, and there is a Shorter Hawk down around the 5-yard line as well, as the Atrium Health Floyd training staff goes out quickly to take a look at him. Christopher Fain and Anna Guin working there. And we'll see. The player numbers are not visible yet as they're working with him. And yes, that's Bruce Guyton. Guyton, Richardson, Henry, and Bethea got the start along the line. The backers were Devon Lane and Mark Harris. And then the defensive backs, you'll see a number of people there. Trey Thomas, Artelius Edmonds, Milton Adams, Jonathan Lowe. And could see Hugh Barbie, Tobias Lewis, Jalen Rogers, Hunter Hodson. For West Georgia is Riley Mason. He averages 42 and a pretty punt hanging high into the air. It will take the Shorter return man back to the 50. That's Thomas. He will work to his right, picks up about 7 yards. And that was 3. Brandon McGill with the return. He'll go forward for 7 yards against what was about a 42-yard punt, which was right around the average for Riley Mason. And Shorter will get the football in nice position at the 43-yard line, and credit that back to Shorter's punt of 46 yards by Wyatt Walters. Officially, that punt by West Georgia. And Mason, that was good for 45 yards. So now the Hawks with a football, first down and 10. Durant in the backfield now for Shorter, as the sophomore out of Palm Bay. He rushed for 129 yards last week against Valdosta State. He's in for blocking here. Brown retreating, throws, drills a linebacker at the 40-yard line. Return to the near side, across the 50 to the 40-yard line. Finally run out of bounds near the 40, they're going to call it the 37-yard line. He basically caught that one right between the numbers, because that's where it was thrown, as Brown had gotten a little pressure and tried to throw it. If he puts some air under that, Brown that is, Joshua Brown, the Shorter quarterback, and drops it over his head, there was a man behind him, but the ball was thrown on a line right into the bread basket of Jalen Tarver. So West Georgia with the football after the turnover, looking to convert. And the Hawks, this is one of the more talented teams Shorter has had, but they cannot afford to make mistakes. 5 on the line and 2 in the box, 2 backers in the box for Shorter, so 7 up front as West Georgia's Brown swings it out left side, hit in the backfield, taken down. The blocker and the receiver were both taken down by Shorter. As coming through, that was Milton Adams on the stop. Happened so quickly, I didn't even see who got the catch. It was Adams, who's made a living in the backfield here lately, especially against Clark Atlanta 2 weeks ago. He got upfield in a hurry. 2 receivers and an H-back to the right. Here comes pressure off the backside for Shorter from Edmonds. He will chase the runner as he goes through the center of the line, across the 40 down to the 39-yard line to regain some of the yardage lost. It was about 7 yards on that sack. 5 yards on the sack. And then once again, that was for West Georgia. Was that Trey Williams on the carry that time? No, that was Mosley once again. He'll pick up 4. So that leaves it as a 3rd down and 11 to go from just inside the 40-yard line. The line to gain is the 28 on Shorter side of the field. Brown back to pass, throws, has a man, incomplete. Tight coverage by Shorter, but no flag, as Lowe will break up the pass again. Intended receiver was Terrell Cole, who was looking for his 24th catch of the year, but he'll come up empty that time, and West Georgia will have to punt. So the shorter defense will stand on third down, and that's been an issue for the Hawks over the last couple of weeks. McGill will go deep. He's averaging 7.5 per return, has a long of 21. His previous today went for 5. Mason in to punt for West Georgia. He'll put it in the air from near midfield. Drops the ball on its nose, kicks it. It's wobbly. It's going to hit at the 7-yard line and bound into the end zone to the right. It rolls across the E in Rome. In the end zone to our right. Of course, this is the home stadium for the Rome High Wolves as well, and the end zones are adorned on each end. They're red, but with Rome written in white with gold trim. There is a flag on the play, and we'll see what Charles Olson and the GSC officiating crew come up with. The cover team had lost the football. They were going toward the center of the field, and maybe even to the left. The ball faded off to the right and bounded in. Looks like the offense is gathering. Here comes the call.
15, number 35. The result of the play is a touchback.
So Trey Lovelace of West Georgia is called for the touchback. Called for the hold. The ball goes into the end zone for a touchback, and Shorter will get the ball at the 20-yard line. No score. Each team has had 2 possessions, albeit briefly. Last week at Valdosta, Shorter kept the ball for the first half of the first quarter, capping it with a touchdown. And then Valdosta answered with a long drive for a touchdown. I apologize. There's a little extra explanation underneath the music. The penalty is being enforced after the touchback, I believe, was the explanation, because now the ball is put at the 30-yard line. So the officiating crew got it right. But there was only 2 possessions and 2 other snaps by Shorter in the first quarter last week. Now Durant on first down and 10 from the 30, leaps through a hole and goes forward to the 35, make it the 37-yard line before he is gang tackled by West Georgia. Nice job by Durant. Those feet were churning hard as he ran into the linebacker area. As Clark Jordan in on the stop for West Georgia. A pickup of 8 on the carry. So second down and a couple. The line to gain is the West Georgia 40-yard line. Off second and 2. It's Durant again. He's hit, spins to his right, hit again, spins back to the left. He'll go through the wash cycle, but he will gain 2.5 yards and pick up let's see, they're going to stretch it out, maybe 4 yards, and he will pick up the first down there. As Shorter, I took a peek. One of the Shorter players appeared to be down, but popped right back up. But the Hawks pick up the first down on the ground. So from the 42 now, Hawks driving right to left, white helmets, black jerseys, black pants, blue numerals with white trim. West Georgia with 3 down linemen. Drive ahead to the 45-yard line. He'll pick up 3 yards there. And Shorter now looking at a second down and 7 to go. They'll spot the ball just shy of the 45-yard line. Williams and Dawn in on the previous tackle. Screen pass thrown to the near side. That's complete to Mosteller. He's across the midfield stripe and near the first down marker as he's taken out of bounds on the near side by Trey Douglas, the Coastal Carolina transfer. And they'll say it's enough for the first down. Got it by about a yard. He needed to get to the 49. He got to the up with some decent numbers last week after moving the ball late in the game. Off to a nice start here. Screen pass thrown far side. Nice block on the outside edge across the 45 down to the 40. Tripped up at the 39-yard line across the way. Goes Shorter's wide receiver. That's McGill, but he picked up a nice block from Marshall across the way. That gain is good for 9 yards. Hawks going with tempo here. Two receivers to either side, one back, Durant to the left of his quarterback. Off the zone read, Brown racing to the left side looking for a block. He won't get it. He's hit and taken down at the 36-yard line, but there is a flag that comes in from the head linesman on the near side. Overstreet came up to make the tackle, and the flag was thrown near the area where the tackle was made, so we'll see what the officiating crew determines here. If you're wondering, West Georgia's averaging about 67 yards in penalties this year. The mic was inoperable, but it was a personal foul called against West Georgia. We'll wait to see if the stat page puts a player on it. No, that just says personal foul. And the ball moves down to the 21. I did not catch a number of the offending player. Overstreet was in on the tackle. That's about all I can say. Perhaps he grabbed some of the face mask. A play action pass. No, it's a run through the middle of the line. Across the 20, down to the 15. Still pushing the pile down to the 14-yard line. McCrary with the carry. And he got a nice surge push from behind by the offensive line. And the Hawks will have the ball inside the 15. That's going to be a gain of 7 yards. Third and a couple upcoming. No score. 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Shorter with its most promising drive of the day. As Brown takes the pass. Screen pass thrown right side. A nice block inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line before being taken down across the way by West Georgia. Overstreet there again for the tackle.
Tackled by Michael Merriweather.
As was Michael Merriweather. Sorry, I missed that name on my chart. That was a write-in. I missed the number when I was printing it out somehow. So Merriweather and Overstreet there. Shorter will pick up the first down as the pass goes for 6 yards. And now the Hawks have a first down and goal to go from the 9-yard line. 4:51 and counting in the first quarter. No score. As now Brown will bring Dearden in motion. They'll pass. Wide open receiver. Back of the end zone. Touchdown, Shorter. Just a little post route. After the fake on the screen, a well-designed setup play by offensive coordinator Blake Robles. And the Hawks get the pass into the end zone for the score. And Shorter up 6-0. It was McGill who made the grab, and he was wide open in the back of the end zone. Now the PAT try with Colin Evon, the long snapper, Bo Mosteller, the holder, and Tyler Simpson, the kicker. The extra point is up, and the extra point is good. And the Hawks strike first. Shorter.
Urgent care physicians, athletic trainers,
whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Locations with
Wherever you are headed, Automax has the car.
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
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 Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom?
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial
For Brown, his third touchdown pass of the year to go against 6 interceptions. Fast start tonight so far, 7 of 9 passing. He did have the interception this evening, and so it's nice to see him come back from that too, if you're a Shorter Hawk fan. West Georgia fans probably beg to differ. Helicopter spiral on the kick from Simpson. It hits the play clock on the back corner of the end zone, and that will be touchback number 11 on the season for the Shorter freshman kicker, Tyler Simpson, out of Cumming, Georgia, South Forsyth High School.
The home and visitor sides of Barron Stadium tonight.
So, first night game at Barron Stadium for the Hawks. There's a doubled up window toward the end zone to our left, and I'll be honest, folks, when I have to look through that, A, there's a glare for the press box, B, I can't find the football through the double shaded pane glass. Brown, Cameron Brown that is, out of the shotgun, hands off to his lone running back, who will break through the pile on the backside, across the 35 to the 40, angling to the far side, run out of bounds near the 44-yard line. That's Wesley Kennedy with the carry, who had 50 carries for 290 yards coming in. He's a Georgia Southern transfer, and 20 yards on the carry. He's ahead to the 45-yard line. Obviously, it started at the 25. So Brown, who's 6'2", 225 pounds, a redshirt freshman himself out of Northside Warner Robins. He'll stand with his toes on the 40-yard line in the shotgun. He'll fake the jet sweep, looks deep, feels some pressure. He will run. Tripped up, slowed down, but still running forward for the first down across the 45 to the 44-yard line. He got his feet tangled up by a shorter tackler. As he did, it kind of allowed him to rear up, and he almost looked like a ram on the attack as he went down toward the 45-yard line. He's taken down by a couple of Hawks there, but it's an 11-yard run for a first down. 7-0, Shorter on top. West Georgia with a football. Handoff right side. That's Kennedy again. He'll squeeze through and go ahead to the 34-yard line. That's going to be right at 10 yards. And we'll see, are they going to measure? You almost never see a measurement anymore. Now the official spotting the ball moves it back a little closer to the 35-yard line, but there is a flag on the field at the 36. And we'll see. Looks like it's going to be a step off against West Georgia, so you would guess a hold in this situation. But we'll see what Charles Olson says. Dead ball, personal foul against West Georgia. I'm sorry, his mic is not operating, so I did not catch the number. We'll see if any of the stat crew can come up with it. Nevertheless, it's the second personal foul of the game against West Georgia. And again, they average 67 yards per game on penalties. Shorter, by the way, at 63 yards, and historically that's a little high for the Hawks penalty-wise. 3:34 and counting now. The ball back at midfield. 2 receivers to either side, and one back in the backfield. Quick screen pass thrown, near side, caught, taken down after a pickup of a couple. The catch was made by Terrell Cole. He'll get 2 yards. He's taken down by his number 2 counterpart, Artelius Edmonds, for Shorter. And a pickup of a couple. Well, they'll give him 3 yards down to the 47-yard line. So third down now, and 14 to go. The line to gain is just across the Shorter 35. Brown with a long look to the sidelines to offensive coordinator Thomas Seideski. He'll have 3 receivers to his left and 1 to his right and 1 back to his left as well. Out of the shotgun, he surveys the defense, claps his hands, gets the ball back, 3 steps, flush from the pocket. He's wrapped up. He gets away. He throws. It's intercepted. Intercepted at the 30-yard line down there. It's low again. They're picking on him, and so far he is standing up to the challenge as Shorter will have the football just outside its own 30-yard line. That's interception number 5 on the season for Brown to go against 7 touchdowns, and the Hawks Hawks will even up the turnover rate here in the game at 1 apiece. 7-0 Shorter. Hawks now get the football with 2:40 remaining. They're driving right to left. For Lowe, that's his first interception of the season. He's a senior out of Stone Mountain, a Tusculum transfer. Now Joshua Brown of Shorter with the football. He'll hand off to his running back who tries the left side. That's McCrary back into the game. He, I don't think, will make it back to the line of scrimmage. No, a good job by the West Georgia defense blocking that one up. And so a loss of a foot or so on the play.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Huntley with the tackle. The Parkview High School player, Lilburn, Georgia, the hometown. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left now for the Hawks, and 2 backs in the backfield. Durant will be to the left of Brown with McCrary to the right. Now Brown waves Durant out in motion, and Brown under pressure has to heave the ball to the sidelines. He was getting pressured by West Georgia, as I think Keandre Williams, one of those, giving chase.
3rd and 11.
And also Abu Bangura as well, a Florida A&M transfer. So pressure on Brown forces the throw to go out of bounds, and now it's 3rd down and 10 in the game. Shorter is 1 of 2 on 3rd downs tonight. 1:50 to go in the first quarter. 2 receivers to either side. Now all 4 of them shift in a little tighter toward the line of scrimmage. From the 33-yard line, Brown back to pass. Here comes pressure. He'll escape one man. He cannot escape the 3rd or 4th. It will be a sack, a loss of 1 on the play, as he took a deep drop back, but the pressure was there as West Georgia, seems like everybody on the defensive 2 deep has a tackle for loss or a sack this season, and they'll catch up with Joshua Brown there, and it's 4th down. If you're a Hawk fan, you want to see Wyatt Walters knock the stuffings out of the ball again this time. A nice snap back. It fades in about number high. This kick not as good. It's returnable, but it's fair caught at the 35-yard line. Probably not a bad idea by Kennedy, because there were 2 Hawks in coverage very close to him, including Jackson Moore, the long snapper for punts for the Hawks. 1:10 to go in the first quarter. West Georgia about to get the ball back. Well, they have it back. They're about to go back on offense. 7-0, our score. Shorter on top. .33 yards on the punt that time. And West Georgia with the ball at the 35. They're driving left to right. Bunch formation on the right side. Handoff into the middle of the line. Breaking free once again. West Georgia. This one's going to go the distance. Across the 30-yard line, down the far sideline to the 10-5. Touchdown coming through almost untouched was Mosley once again. He has an 49-yard touchdown last week. This one's going to go for more. So West Georgia an extra point away from tying the score. That's 65 yards on the run, and Mosley has West Georgia within an extra point of tying this one up. 65 yards by my notes. That's his longest run of the season. He had 175 yards last week against North Greenville and a 49-yard score. But this one's for 65. Extra point try is up. No, it hits the upright. It hits the right upright and clangs back into the field of play. So the PA try by DeVullis is no good. He was 10 out of 10 coming into the game, but he'll hit the upright, and the score will stay 7-6 with the Shorter Hawks on top of West Georgia. 59 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We'll take a quick timeout on the Mountain Coast Network.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic trainers, EMS professionals, and caregivers at our 3 regional medical centers are here to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd. your first and best choice for care.
Double-loss to kick off. I may have been putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable before. I apologize. Kickoff down to the 5-yard line. That's where Thomas will return it. He comes to the near side. He's across the 15 to the 20. Picks up a block at the 25-yard line. Still on his feet across the 30, 35. Finally taken down there. Actually, that was Marshall on the return instead of Thomas. He had moved over to the right side. However, there is a yellow hanky back at the 16-yard line, and you know that always means some sort of illegal block against the return team. So we'll wait for Charles Olson to make the call. It is a hold or illegal block in the back call against the Hawks, somewhere in the neighborhood of the 15-yard line. And that's going to erase a nice 30-yard return out to the 35. Still waiting on the officiating crew to spot it. 7-6 the score. Shorter on top of West Georgia with 49 seconds remaining in the first quarter here on a Thursday night in Northwest Georgia. The wind has died down. It's borderline muggy here now, as just a little hint of light over the mountains to the west of the stadium. Otherwise, darkness overhead. 1st and 10 for the Hawks for the 8-yard line. Durant the carry. He will race into the line of scrimmage behind the blocking on the right side. He gets across the 10, maybe skids ahead up to the 11-yard line or so, as the West Georgia interior will collapse down upon him. He'll pick up 4 yards there, Durant will. And 2nd and 6 upcoming. Ball just across the 12-yard line. Brown throws the screen. Near side is complete again. One man blocking, but there's 3 Wolves there. The pass will go ahead to the 15-yard line. Marshall gets the grab there. Overstreet, who just seems to be playing both sides of the field at this point, will come in and make the stop. He has been everywhere so far for West Georgia. And the Hawks with a pickup of a couple there. Maybe 3. Now they're looking at a 3rd down and 3 to go. But that's going to bring the first quarter to an end. After 15 minutes of Gulf South Conference football in the city of Seven Hills, the Shorter Hawks lead the West Georgia Wolves 7-6. Back for second quarter coverage after this timeout on MCN.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
When the Shorter Hawks football team hits the road, the Mountain Coast Network broadcast team heads to Automax. Corey Rhodes and his crew have the right vehicle for us to travel across the southeast from the mountains of upstate South Carolina to the Gulf Coast on the Florida Panhandle. Wherever you are headed, Automax has the car, SUV, van, or bus that you need. Call Automax today at 706-291-0600 or visit them online at automaxrental.com/Rome.
Welcome back to Barron Stadium, where the Shorter Hawks hold a 7-6 lead over West Georgia on Thursday night GSC football. Let's take a quick look at team stats. Shorter, 6 first downs to West Georgia's 3 in the first quarter. Shorter has rushed 10 times for 31 yards. Courtesy of that 65-yard touchdown run by Mosley, West Georgia has rushed 6 times for 100 yards. Shorter has 8 completions for 54 yards. West Georgia has 2 completions for -2. All in all, Shorter 8 of 11 passing with an interception for for the 54 yards. West Georgia 2 of 5 passing with an interception for -2 yards. All in all, Shorter has 21 snaps for 85 yards, and West Georgia has 11 snaps for 98 yards. And again, 65 of that on the touchdown by Rajays Mosley, the junior out of Valdosta. Individual numbers, Durant, 4 carries for 20 yards for Shorter, with McCrary, 4 carries for 9, and Brown, 2 carries for 2. Rushing for West Georgia, Mosley, 2 carries for 69 yards. Kennedy, 2 carries for 23. And Brown, 2 carries for 8. Man, oh man, I'm telling you, Mosley and Kennedy have wheels. Those guys can motor up and down the field. We'll do the receiving numbers in a moment as West Georgia now defending against Shorter. The Hawks looking at a 3rd down and 3 as we've swapped ends of the field. Hawks driving left to right now. They're at the 15-yard line, and they need to get across the 18. Brown looking to pass left, has pressure, throws, has a man complete. Was it complete? No, they'll say incomplete at the 21-yard line. It would have been enough yardage for the first down, but Dearden could not come up with the football, so Shorter will have to punt from deep in its end of the field. Although the drive did start at the 8, so they did pick up 1 first down to move ahead. No, actually, they did not. Excuse me. They had to get to the 18 there. My apologies. 7-6 the score, just underway in the second quarter with Shorter on top. Rugby-style punt this time from Shorter. It's going to hit at midfield, takes a nice hop, but fielded by Kennedy at the 40. He will leap through 2 cover men and go forward. He gets tripped up a little bit, goes down at the 48-yard line. 2 Shorter cover men were coming almost shoulder to shoulder down the field toward him, and Kennedy gave a little leap and almost cleared their arms. Just got nicked on the foot, and it caused him to be off balance enough to hit the turf at the 49-yard line. He's dangerous anytime he's even looking at the football. 7-6 our score. West Georgia trailing Shorter, but the Wolves have the football again. They came in 5-2 on the year, 4-1 in GSC. They're in a 4-way tie for the lead right now. Doubles, 2 receivers to either side, and 1 running back to the right of Brown. On this 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line, quick pass thrown out to the near side. That's Zay Britt with the completion out of Oxford, Alabama. He's ahead to the 45-yard line, or just shy of it, taken down by Edmonds, Mark Harris, and others for the Hawks. That's going to be a pickup of about 7 yards. It's 2nd down and a long 3 to go. Handoff to Kennedy. He's got room to move. He's to the right side. Nice move at the 35-yard line. Works outside. Still on his feet as he crosses the hashes at the 30-yard line. First down run there. That's going to be about 15 yards on the carry, and Kennedy is lightning quick out there. He was in the linebacker area before I'm certain any of the Hawks even knew he had the football. That's how quick he is. He'll get just across the 30, and West Georgia has another first down. Kennedy, 3 carries for 39 yards now, if that's updated. Yes, it is. Lane was in on the tackle. Handoff into the middle of the line this time, or actually into the middle of the line is Brown himself, who will keep it, He is ahead to the 25-yard line. And so he'll pick up about 4 yards there. Warren coming up from his safety spot to make the stop for the Hawks. West Georgia packing everybody in. There's 1 receiver split out wide to the left. There's a tight end, an H-back, and a wide receiver in tight. On the left side. 1 wide receiver's out to the right. But there's Kennedy with the football. He will break free of the crowd. He is across the 15 down to near the 10-yard line. I think it's going to be spotted back around the 12. But he just got in amongst everybody, got lost in the crowd with all the big offensive linemen standing there and pushing around. So Jones, Moore, Bodden, Donaldson, and James for West Georgia. They clear a path for Kennedy as he got lost in amongst them, and he'll get another first down run. Spotted outside the 12-yard line. West Georgia driving right to left. They're right between the hashes. 2 receivers out wide right. Now one of them will come in motion across the formation to set up a counter-type run. It's Kennedy on the left side. He's across the 5 before he's dropped there by Shorter. He'll get it to the 4-yard line as West Georgia continues just to push straight ahead against the Shorter defensive line. West Georgia up front. Jones is 295. Moore is 285. Bodden is 280. Donaldson is 295. And James 321. So they're quite a bit bigger than the shorter defensive front. Hand off again, right side. Kennedy hit in the backfield, regains his footing. He'll push ahead following his right guard and tackle down to about the 2-yard line. So Donaldson and James clearing the way for him that time before Shorter will finally get Kennedy on the ground. And that's going to be a first down and goal to go. So from the 3-yard line, just inside it, the ball is spotted just across where they leave the stripe for the PAT placement. Hawks up 7-6, but West Georgia threatening. Brown claps his hands, puts the ball into the belly of his running back Kennedy again. He's close to the goal line. He's in. They will mark him in the end zone. So West Georgia gets the score. It's 12-7. Wolves over the Hawks. 11-22. We'll see if they send the kicking team out or chase the points. You figure the kicking team will come out, and that's exactly what does happen. So a 3-yard plunge for Kennedy for the score. Officially, they'll call it 2 yards, as the ball was outside the 2 but inside the 3. And now the extra point try by Davalos. The kick is up. And the kick is good this time. He banked the first one off the right upright, sent it back into the field of play. And now it is 13-7. West Georgia on top of Shorter. 11:22 to go in the first half. Shorter Hawks football is on the Mountain Coast Network.
The 2023 Shorter University President's Gala is set for Thursday, December 7th. Hall of Fame college football coach Mark Richt will be our featured speaker. The gala will be held in Shorter's Winthrop King Center. Proceeds from the event will benefit student scholarships. Coach Mark Richt is a beloved college football coach, devoted husband and father, motivational speaker, philanthropist, and author. For more information about how you can be involved, please visit shorter.edu/gala.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic trainers, EMS professionals, and caregivers at our 3 regional medical centers are here to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
Drive for West Georgia that ended with a Wesley Kennedy 2-yard score. And then Tyler Davalos kicked the PAT. I apologize if I've mispronounced that. I had it written out phonetically, and now I don't trust my own judgment. 11:22 to go in the first half, with Gulf South Conference action taking place on the artificial surface beneath the dark skies overhead, as we are in the last weekend of October. Davalos again ready to kick off, but the ball had fallen off the tee, so he'll reset it at the 35-yard line. Shorter will have 2 return men around the 10. Thomas will be to the near side, and McCrary will be across the way. That would be the left side of the return team. Right-footed soccer-style kicker puts toe to leather. High kick, not terrible. That's going to be it. So the bobbled kick return, I don't know if he took his eye off of it or just slipped through the basket, but he kind of stumbled around with it from the 10 to the 12-yard line, got it up just in time to get to the 15 before he is smothered by the kick cover team, and Shorter will start inside his 15-yard line. Well, they'll put the nose of the ball right at the 15. So Shorter off the near hash. That's the right side of the field. Will be driving left to right here with 11:17 to go in the second quarter and down 13-7 on the scoreboard. 3 down linemen, 2 backers. And it looks like safeties and corners all over the field for West Georgia on defense. Handoff to the center of the line. That's going to be Durant. He'll push ahead to the 19, almost the 20-yard line, as he got a little extra boost behind his offensive linemen, Starling, Baker, Campbell, Heron.
Durant on the carry.
There was some hope that Carson Carpenter might be available this week. I'll double check the numbers to see if he might have made it out there. And he is. So Carson Carpenter is in at the left guard position. And Alan Heron at the left tackle spot. Off, second down and 5. Pass zipped out to the far side. It is complete, working up the boundary from the 20 to the 25-yard line. No.
Field is an incomplete pass. Third down.
The officials will say the ball hopped up there. Brown had gotten the ball out of the shotgun, turned to his left, and really let it rip across the way. But I think it one-hopped across the far side of the field to his intended receiver. That might have been Dearden across the way. And it's incomplete. So now Shorter looking at a third down and a long 5 to go. They'll snap it from inside the 20. They got to get across the 25-yard line for the first down. From the near hash, 1 back in the backfield. That's Durant. He'll go in motion to the left now. Brown back to pass. Here comes pressure. He's hit from behind. The ball is loose. It's down on the field at the 6. I think Shorter fell on it and recovered it, but West Georgia brought heat, got into Brown, hit him, and knocked the ball loose. And yes, the Hawks do recover. One of the offensive linemen saw the ball and jumped atop it. As
recovered by Allen.
Yeah, Heron will get the recovery, but that moves the football back to near the 6-yard line. So now Walters will punt out of his end zone.
The 8-yard line.
He's about 3 yards shy. I think I said the 6. It's a little further than that. And the kick is away. It's a wobbly kick, not terribly long. It hits the 40. It takes a bit of a shorter roll up the crown of the field across to the 43-yard line where it's down there. And yet again, there is a flag on a special teams play. This one back at the 31-yard line. And we'll see what the GSC crew determines here. So far, Shorter has 1 penalty for 7 yards. West Georgia has 3 for 31.
Illegal block in the back. On the return team, number 11, 10-yard penalty from the end of the play. First down.
So West Georgia, well, they have 2 11s. I didn't catch who was out there. It's either Stephen Peterson or Jeremiah Maynor. Not a fan of duplicate numbers. I understand the purpose, but makes it tough for announcers on special teams. But illegal block in the back. That's going to move the football back to the West Georgia 48-yard line. The Wolves lead it 13-7, 11-17. Well, excuse me, that's on the stat page. It's actually 9:44 on the scoreboard clock. By the way, it was Lofton who hit Brown and forced the fumble earlier. And that's Josh Brown of Shorter. First down and 10 for West Georgia. The ball is directly between the hashes. They're driving right to left from the 48-yard line. Quick pass thrown. It is complete. Trying to break away, but not successful. Down to the 31-yard line goes Terrell Cole with the grab, as one of the Shorter Hawk defenders was just hanging on, trying to get him down. He broke inside. Don't know if it was kind of a deep slant or a post. I didn't see how he got there, but he was angling inside and had the Jets firing. Shorter, a little late setting the defensive line. Screen pass thrown, far side. Shorter has it defended nicely across the way out at the 31-yard line. That's going to be Cole again. Brown to Cole with the connection. He's going to pick up a couple on the screen to the far side of the field. These two teams, during their scouting during the week, have figured out apparently both seem to be susceptible to screen passes, because we've seen a basket full of them from both sides. Couple of yards on the completion there. Shorter has nobody on the wide receiver to the right side. Handoff goes to Mosley. He will keep his feet spinning. He will spin forward down to the 25-yard line and just across it on that second down and 8. He'll get across the 25. That's going to leave it with about 2 yards to go on this third down play. West Georgia so far 0 of 2 on third downs in the game. Bethea on the tackle for the Hawks that time. And now, third down and a couple for West Georgia. 2 receivers left, one to the right, one back to the right side. Brown will keep it himself. He's got plenty of room. He'll break through an arm tackle at the 20. Stiff arms a man. He's out to the 15-yard line. He's down the sidelines. Did he get into the end zone? Waiting for a spot. And
Cameron Brown keeps.
That did not, I don't know, there, I guess that's the referee spotting it maybe back at the 6-yard line. He had knocked the pylon down in the front corner of the end zone. Now they'll say he stepped out at the 2. There were 2 officials standing on the side. Wasn't 100% sure who was marking it.
First and goal.
22 yards on the run, and West Georgia is at the shorter 2. Looking to go 3 unanswered scores. That's kind of the script from last week also. Shorter scored first.
The runner was out of bounds at the 1.5-yard line. The game clock will start on the ready for play.
There you hear Charles Olson with the explanation. 7:53 to go in the first half, and West Georgia looking to put its third score of the half up. Everybody's in tight, 2 tight ends, heavy blocking, heavy set, handoff left side. Cruising into the end zone for 2 yards out and doing a little dance is Rajesh Mosley. That's his second touchdown of the night, his 7th of the season, and West Georgia now makes it 19-7 over Shorter. 7:41 to go. I don't know if I finished my story earlier because of the long run by Brown, but this is the same scenario from last week. Shorter took the opening drive down against Valdosta State and scored, and then before the half, the Blazers had 21 on the board. 21-7. Similar scenario against West Florida also.
The kick is good.
As the extra point by Navalis is up and good. Same thing happened at West Florida. Shorter had a 7-3 game with 9 minutes left in the third. And then some third down conversions go against the Hawks on defense. And West Florida opens it up. We'll keep it right here. And remind you that next week the Hawks will be on the road. That will be at North Greenville. That's a 1 o'clock kickoff. And we'll have coverage for you here on Mountain Coast Network at 12:30. And then only one more game after that, as the Hawks will host West Alabama here on November 11th. That is a rare 1 o'clock start at Barron Stadium. Usually the Hawks like to kick it off at noon, but that's a 1 o'clock start for Senior Day against West Alabama to close out the 2023 season. Hawks are still looking for that elusive 4th win of the year. It's been a while since that's happened. Or a second conference win. It's been a while for that as well. 7:41 to go as the PAT was up and good. It's 20-7 now. As West Georgia will kick off another high kick, end over end, taken by Shorter at the 13-yard line. Returned up the hashes, now breaking toward the middle of the field. Hit and taken down at the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. Goes McCrary on the return. So Shorter will have it 1st and 10. This is the first time in a couple of series now the Hawks have not been backed up deep on their end of the field. But they'll be out just shy of the 30-yard line. Hawks are down 20-7 with 7:34 to go in the first half. 16 yards on the return by McCrary. Marcus Gary got him to the artificial surface here at Barron Stadium. And Shorter will come out 1st down and 10. Dearden goes wide to the far side. McGill in the middle and one wide receiver to the near side. Brown in at quarterback, has one runner to his left. 5 on the line for West Georgia. Everybody's coming. A hit and then bouncing off and then moving forward across the 35 out to the 38-yard line. Goes a Shorter runner. That's Justice Durant again. His legs are like pistons churning in an engine. He just keeps on moving. He got 9 yards despite being hit at the line of scrimmage by one of the West Georgia defenders. Keandre Williams eventually got him to the ground. So Shorter with a 2nd and 1. Handoff Durant, hit in the backfield. He'll break free of that one. He's across the 40 to the 41-yard line, and that'll be enough for the first down. So the Hawks keep the ball moving on the ground. Shorter now 14 rushes for about 36 yards. Thought the fans were under some duress about something happened on the field, but they're actually just tossing footballs up into the stands. And the Shorter fans were calling for a ball to be thrown in their area. First down and 10 from the 41. Brown back to pass, guns it left. He's got a man complete and down at the 49-yard line across the way. That's McGill with the catch. He's easy to spot now because he's got the white T-shirt underneath hanging out over the top of his trousers. The gain will be good for 8 yards, so 2nd down and a couple for Shorter from their own 48. We'll have to get across the West Georgia 49 for the first down. 5 on the line, 2 backers in for West Georgia. Pass is thrown far side. That's Dearden. He will spin to the outside. He's ahead to the 43-yard line, so that'll be good for the first down, and the Hawks are on the ball quickly. 8 yards on that previous catch by McGill. And this one was good for about 8 as well. On first down from the 43-yard line, that's Durant again, who spins and tumbles and falls ahead to the 38-yard line. Shorter gets on the ball quickly. West Georgia trying to sub, and Amos Dawn, the junior from Lawrenceville, will limp to the sideline and go off the field. On 2nd down, and about 4 to go. Durant on the carry again. He'll run a rather circuitous route ahead to the 35-yard line, just across it down to near the 34. That leaves Shorter with 3rd down and a couple. Colin Jackson, the tight end, comes in. He and Dita will line up on the left side. At least that's the way it looks like right now. Hawks will have 2 receivers over there as well. So heavy to the left side. Jackson is ineligible in this formation. Handoff, that's McCrary. He will tiptoe to the line, gets a running start as he crosses the line, though, and will get the first down to the 32-yard line. 4:50 to go in the second quarter. Hawks are down 20-7. Running basically a style of 4-minute offense. Jackson back out of the game. McGill goes in for Shorter. Deedle will stay in and line up on the right this time. West Georgia with basically what looks like a hockey line change on the defensive line. They'll get 3 new ones in there. 4 on the line, 2 backers and a safety complete the box. Hand off to the right side for Shorter. Across the 30 with nice blocking and a good push from behind. Down to the 26-yard line goes McCrary, the freshman out of nearby Rockmart, Georgia. He is going to pick up about 6, maybe 7 yards on that carry. We'll call it 6. 2nd down and a long 3, we'll say. The line to gain is just across the 23-yard line. Out of the shotgun, a play fake. Brown, here comes pressure. He rolling to his right. He unloads the football. Underhanded, basically. It will fall incomplete at the 25-yard line.
Grounding as the quarterback was outside the pocket and had a receiver in the area. 3rd down.
There you hear Charles Olson with the succinct explanation. McCrary was running kind of a flat route out near the 25-yard line, so he was in the neighborhood. 3rd down now, and 3+ to go. The Hawks are 2 of 6 on 3rd downs tonight. The ball rests on the 26-yard line. They'll have to get it just across the 23, almost to the 22. 3 down linemen and 1 stand-up in for West Georgia as Brown under pressure zips the ball to a covered receiver, and there's going to be a flag. It was Dearden running a post route near the 15-yard line. He collided, or was it? He collided with one of the West Georgia defenders going for the ball. And allow me to correct myself, that was Amari Morrow, 10, not 13, of Dearden. One of the defensive backs got into him. And we'll wait and see who may be the guilty party. Whatever colored shirt you're wearing, you're hoping it's the other guy. Uh-oh, here we go.
Illegal formation, more than 4 in the backfield on the offense. Pass interference, defense, number 21. As fouls offset, replay 3rd down.
So Merriweather guilty of pass interference for coming over the back of Morrow. Meanwhile, Shorter had too many men in the backfield, and it's a do-over. 3rd down and 4 to go. I swear every time I look at the down marker, it's inched a little closer to the first down marker. Shorter with 3 receivers bunched wide to the right and 1 receiver to the right. With Durand in the backfield, he'll take the ball. He's breaking free. He's across the 20 to the 15. Spinning. He's down to the 14-yard line for the first down run. Nice play call by Blake Robles. You get the 3 big receivers split out wide to the left side and then run just inside the tackle there behind Alan Heron at 310 pounds. 3:25 and counting. Shorter trying to milk the clock and going down just to score at halftime. 20-7, West Georgia on top. Shotgun snap back to Brown. He'll hand off to Durant. Durant racing around the left side. He's tripped up. He'll go down near the 9-yard line as West Georgia had, I think that was Overstreet again who came up and got him. Waiting for him to clear. Yeah, Overstreet once again. He's making tackles everywhere. And Shorter will pick up 4 yards on the Durant run. He'll come out of the game now, and that should put McCrary back in. And he'll line up to the left of his quarterback, Brown. From the 10-yard line, 2nd down and 6 to go. Off the left hash, Brown, the handoff into the middle. McCrary cuts past 1 man, runs through a tackle, lunges for the goal line. He's down at the 1. McCrary just missed his 2nd touchdown of the season. He'll get 9 yards there in the first down as he made a couple of nice cuts running through traffic and then kind of ran through a tackle as well and pushed his way down to the goal line. So first down and goal to go. The ball is spotted between the 1 and the goal line. 2 receivers split out right. There is an H-back on the right side as well. West Georgia creeping everybody up. Handoff into the middle of the line, into the end zone. Touchdown, Shorter. Following Clay Baker, the center, into the end zone goes McCrary for the score. And the Hawks have cut into the lead. It is 20-13 with the PAT in the offing. 1:58 to go in the second quarter. And Shorter getting ready to try the PAT. Colin Yvonne, the long snapper. Bo Mosteller, the receiver, is the holder. And then Tyler Simpson, the PAT kicker. The kick is up. And was it blocked? But there's a flag on the play, and West Georgia had about 4 guys. No, that was good. I just couldn't find the ball in the air. The kick is good, but West Georgia had about 4 guys coming through off the right side of the Shorter kick team. We'll wait to see what Charles Olson says. You figure. The Mountain Coast Network.
For
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical.
In the second quarter. Wanted to double check something on the stat page here for just a second. Let's see. McCrary, I guess that was just his second touchdown of the season. Had the game-winning overtime run against Clark Atlanta here a couple of weeks ago. Simpson's kickoff goes into the end zone. That's his second of the night and his 12th of the season. And West Georgia will start with the football at their own 25-yard line. That was, by the way, a 13-play, 71-yard drive that took 5 minutes and 36 seconds off the clock. So the shorter running game has been coming on as the season has progressed. Now, if you're just hearing of Shorter for the first time, they've had offensive line injuries. They've had running back injuries. 2 weeks ago, there were 3 new starters, or at least starters in new positions on the offensive line, and they're trying to grow up and get together a little bit now. First down pass is thrown for West Georgia from the 25. Complete again up to the 32-yard line as Tubbs, the Miami transfer, makes the grab. Shorter sets the defensive line a little late. Handoff. Nope, it's going to be kept on the zone read by Brown. Brown to the 50-yard line. He's cut down there by Edmonds, who comes up quickly. Nice job coming in low and making the wrap-up tackle against the much larger Cameron Brown. That I mean by Artelius Edmonds, but already at midfield. West Georgia going with the hurry-up as quickly as they can snap. The snap, by the way, in at the knees. Brown hit as he throws, lobs that one out of bounds across the way. He was looking for Cole on an out route on the far side, but could not make the connection. He was guarded over there by Edmonds. So, one note, Trey Thomas not in the game for Shorter right now. And he might have been injured on the kickoff return earlier tonight. Back to pass, rolling out to the right side. Brown tries to dump it off to his man, West, at the 50-yard line, but incomplete. He was covered tightly by Shorter on the far side of the field, as Edmonds was there in coverage for the Hawks. So now from midfield, it's 3rd down and 10. Line to gain, of course, the plus 40. A minute 15 left on the clock. 20-14. The score, West Georgia on top. Shorter sideline, feeling some excitement now. Brown claps his hands, now takes a look to the sidelines to get the call. 2 receivers split to either side. The ball is just off the left hash for this 3rd down and 10 play. Brown back to pass, no pressure, looks across the middle, throws, has a man. Complete at the 37-yard line, enough for a first down. That was Tubbs with the grab, and a nice one to pick up the first down. Got 14 on the play. West Georgia keeps the drive alive with 63 seconds left. Pass thrown. That's complete. West has it. He'll get through a man and then be taken down at the 25-yard line. Another first down reception for West Georgia on the play, and the Hawks have a player down at the 30. The first man through who missed the tackle on West is down at the 30-yard line. Can't see his number from here. It's 20-14. West Georgia trying to regain the touchdown they just lost to Shorter. Meanwhile, the Hawks trying to protect that 1-score deficit on the board, as both teams will huddle around the numbers on their respective sidelines.
As the offense gained the line to gain. It'll be first down, West Georgia.
The completion to West was good for 12 yards. It was Harris who finished him off. All the players are crowded around the injured Shorter Hawks, so we can't see the number. And you heard Charles Olson tell us that because the injury occurred with less than a minute remaining, that there will be a 10-second runoff. So getting up and coming to the sidelines with the trainers behind him is Edmonds. He was just sitting, like perhaps he had a cramp or something like that. But Shorter will now shift around the secondary, and that may be Gilmore across the way. We'll check the numbers. 2 receivers, actually 3 to the right, as Brown keeps it on the zone read to the left himself. He will race to the boundary on the near side. He's out of bounds. Where will it be? I think around the 17. It's on the near boundary, and we're shielded from the sidelines by the Shorter players on the sideline. And it looks like they're going to spot it, around the 17-yard line. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong side of the 15. 3 receivers right now, 1 to the left. Brown looking left. He's going to lob it up near side. He's looking for Britt on the goal line. He went up to grab it. He got it. Touchdown, West Georgia. Zay Britt from Oxford, Alabama with a touchdown reception of 17 yards. West Georgia gets its touchdown back. It's 26-14 now with 43 seconds remaining in the first half. Just kind of a fade route, not a high pass necessarily thrown toward Britt. Shorter had a couple of defenders back there, but Britt went up between them and made the grab. Now the officials have stopped. It could be that Coach Zach Morrison may be challenging the call that he was in bounds or made the grab. Britt, if memory serves, had his back to the sidelines to go up and catch the ball and was backpedaling.
Ruling on the field is a touchdown by West Georgia by way of a catch in the end zone. Shorter has elected to challenge the catch. The previous play is under review.
So Coach Zach Morrison of Shorter will challenge the ruling on the field that it was a 17-yard touchdown pass from Brown to Britt. And the Hawks have nothing to lose there. If it's not reversed, they'll lose their challenge for the game. And a timeout. That'll leave them with 2 for the final 43 seconds. For the record, Shorter is 0 of 2 on challenges this season, both of them being here at Barron Stadium. So the officials will go under the tent, which is on the track away from the field next to the stands at the left end or the western end of Barron Stadium. It's a red tent with a GSC logo on it, and essentially I believe they have an iPad that they look at down there to rewind. The view comes from end zone cameras that film the play. And the end zone camera will be at the right end. The play scored in the left end, but at least in my limited experience with those end zone cameras, they have mega zoom capability on them, and you should usually get a good shot even 110 or so yards away. There's 43 seconds left on the game clock in the first half. We've been at it for an hour and 15 minutes. Which is about right under the new timing rules. Officials still huddling. If it is reversed, it would be 2nd down and 17. 2nd down and 10 from the 17, excuse me. Here's Charles Olson.
The ruling on the field for a touchdown is confirmed. Shorter will be charged a team timeout and has lost their coach's challenge for the game.
So the ruling is confirmed, although they did take a fair-sized look at it. That leaves it at 26-14, and the 17-yard touchdown pass from Brown to Britt stands. For Britt, that's his 2nd touchdown catch of the season and Brown's 8th pass. The extra point try is up and good, and West Georgia stretches out the lead. It is 27-14. West Georgia on top of Shorter with 43 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 8 plays, 75 yards on that drive, and West Georgia leads it 27-14. Quick timeout. Shorter football is on the mount. Actually, we're going to keep it here because Shorter's kick return team is already out on the field. And here comes the West Georgia kick team. So the Hawks have one more shot with the ball. They've run it fairly well tonight. 22 rushes for 78 yards. Most of that coming on the final, or the last drive, I should say. DeVullis will kick off. He'll put the ball just inside the hash on the left side of the field. Almost everybody against Shorter this season has kicked deep and left. That's where this ball will go also. Caught. I think that's McCrary at the 5. He returns to the 10, 15, has an alley across the way to the 20, gets outside on the boundary to the 25-yard line. So a 20-yard return by Shorter. And the Hawks will have the football first down and 10 at their 25 with 35 seconds remaining in the half. 2 timeouts, but remember the clock will stop on incompletions now. Hawks take a few extra seconds. Nate Masters, the defensive coordinator for Valdosta. Looks like he's going to have 4 of his DBs back deep, but we'll wait. That's just kind of a pre-snap look. Now they'll spread out. The safeties will be about 15 yards off the ball, back at the 40, and then some, as Merriweather keeps backing up. Brown, screen pass thrown to the running back. He'll spin past one tackle, cuts outside another. He's to the 30-yard line and gets out of bounds on the near side. That was Durant with the catch. He was chased out by Merriweather, and he'll get 5 yards, maybe a little more on the reception, and 28 seconds remaining. 2 receivers split to either side. Hawks are driving left to right. Brown, the quarterback, in the shotgun. He has his back to his left. Back 3 steps, now up into the pocket. Now he will scramble out to the left side, Brown will. Drops it off to Durant, who had leaked out of the backfield the far side. He might pick up a couple of yards on that to about the 32. Well, actually, they're going to move the ball up. They'll put it out at the 34-yard line. So that's going to leave Shorter with a 3rd down and a couple after that 4-yard pickup. The ball is at the Shorter 34-yard line. They have to get across the 36. 3 yards on that reception officially. Clock had stopped with 19 seconds. Durant still in it. Running back, he'll be to the left of quarterback Brown. 3 receivers out to the right. Now Morrow will go in motion. He shifts to the inside in that 3-man set. The pass is thrown across the middle and incomplete. It looked like Morrow coming across the field and had the ball briefly on the short pass. Had he caught it, it would have been enough for the first down, but he was removed from the football. A nice hit by West Georgia. If I'm not mistaken, that may have been Jalen Brown who got him, but that's a defensive lineman. I may have picked up the wrong number there. Although I think also Anthony Rochester may have been in the area as well. So 14 seconds remaining. The Hawks will punt this one away. Ball is snapped from the 34-yard line, put into the air around the 25. Wobbly kick hits and takes a shorter roll, and the Hawks needed that break. It will roll from just outside the 30 down the crown of the field to the right and go out of bounds at the 20-yard line, and that leaves 4 seconds remaining on the first half clock for West Georgia. You would expect David Dean probably just to take a knee here. If you're a Hawks fan, you're hoping that's what happens, because anybody they got can go the distance. Mosley has touchdown runs of 49 yards last week, 65 yards tonight. Kennedy has an 82-yarder on the season, and Brown has gone 88 this year. Now, 1st and 10 from the 20, out of the regular set. Quick pass thrown. It is caught across the 30, out to the 33-yard line before going down on the slant. That's Cole who made the grab, and that will end the first half. So Shorter gets a score late, but West Georgia answers. We're at halftime at Barron Stadium in Rome, and West Georgia leads Shorter 27-14. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back with stats, scores for what few games are going on tonight, and take a look at least the schedule for the GSC and FBS over this last weekend in October. 27-14, West Georgia leads Shorter in Gulf South Conference action. We'll be back in just a moment. Shorter football is on the Mountain Coast Network.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic trainers, EMS professionals, and caregivers at our 3 regional medical centers are here to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
When the Shorter Hawks football team hits the road, the Mountain Coast Network broadcast team heads to Automax. Corey Rhodes and his crew have the right vehicle for us to travel across the southeast from the mountains of upstate South Carolina to the Gulf Coast on the Florida Panhandle. Wherever you are headed, Automax has the car, SUV, van, or bus that you need. Call Automax today at 706-291-0600 or visit them online at automaxrental.com/Rome.
Shorter University is really a special place.
It's a great environment. The teachers are really loving. It's an environment where you know everybody.
I love the professors. Shorter is family. I think sharing our faith together connects us in a way that nothing else can.
You just develop such strong bonds here that you won't ever let go.
Welcome back to Barron Stadium in Rome, where the West Georgia Wolves lead the Shorter Hawks 27-14 at halftime. Our halftime show is presented by Atrium Health Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation. For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care. In the background, you may hear the Shorter Hawks marching band under the direction of Dr. Lauren Denny Wright. Pick them up a little better and give you a little listen this evening. Shorter Hawks marching band under the direction of Dr. Lauren Denny Wright. And again, this is kind of a test for me to see how the sound works. I've gone with a different setup the last 3 weeks just for the engineering interests out there, like there are any, and I'm just trying to figure out how some of these things are working and what the sound comes out like. On my recordings, there's kind of a very metallic sound and the crowd noise. I've been trying to work on that all season to get that. So if you indulge me, let me play a few moments of the band here so I can have some more data to look at. That's the Shorter Hawks marching band, again under the direction of the new band director, Dr. Lauren Denny Wright. Thank you for indulging me there as I was trying to see how that sound comes through on my recordings next week. Again, there's been a strange, everything sounds good in my headset. It sounds like it's supposed to sound. And I don't know what you folks get at home, but when I listen back to the recordings the next week, it always sounds my voice, for lack of a better way to say it, my voice comes through clearly and the way it's supposed to sound. But for some reason, the background noise, the crowd mic, almost sounds like a cell phone connection. And I've been working on that each week trying to figure something out. So thank you for allowing me to share the Shorter Hawks marching band with you as I continue to see if I've gotten my connection straightened out. Well, let's take a look at the first half stats brought to you by Georgia Northwestern Technical College. GNTC teaches you how. Get trained, get hired. Visit them online at gntc.edu. Let's start as usual with the team stats. While Shorter had a bit of an advantage in the first quarter, in the second quarter, West Georgia asserted itself a little bit more, or toward the end of the first quarter, I should say. All in all, West Georgia leads Shorter in first downs 13-11. Shorter has rushed the ball 22 times for 78 yards. West Georgia has rushed 17 times for 198 yards. But again, don't forget the 65-yard touchdown run by Rajays Mosley. As far as passing, Shorter has 12 receptions for 78 yards. West Georgia has 10 for 92. All in all, total offense, Shorter has 41 snaps for 156 yards, and West Georgia has 32 plays for 290 yards. As far as the rest of the team stats, Shorter has one penalty for 7 yards. And that was a half the distance penalty at that. West Georgia penalized 4 times for 42 yards. Walters has punted 5 times for an average of 40.8. And Mason has punted 2 times for an average of 42. Shorter's held the ball for 18 minutes and 22 seconds. West Georgia's had it for 11 minutes and 38 seconds. West Georgia is 2 of 4 on third downs, and Shorter is 3 of 8. That's a look at your team stats. Worth noting, I guess, that neither team has tried a fourth down conversion. Individual numbers, passing, Brown for Shorter, Josh Brown that is, 12 of 19 passing with 1 touchdown and 1 interception for 78 yards. His long completion was 14 yards. He's been sacked 1 time officially. Rushing, Durant, 11 carries for 61 yards. His long run is 12. McCrary, 8 carries for 27 yards. His long run is 9. And Brown has rushed 3 times for minus 10 yards. His long run was 3. Receiving, McGill has 3 catches for 34 yards and a touchdown. His long catch was 9. Dearden, 2 catches for 22, including a 14-yarder. Durant has 2 catches for 8. Mosteller, 1 for 7. McCrary, 1 for 5. And Marshall, 1 for 2. And again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different receivers for Shorter, catching passes for 78 yards, 12 passes to be precise. Individual numbers for West Georgia offensively. Cameron Brown, 9 of 14 passing for 79 yards with a touchdown and an interception. He's been sacked once and has a long pass of 21 yards. Mosley, 4 carries for 77 yards. Did I misspeak? Did Kennedy have the 65-yard touchdown run? Nope. Okay. Okay, I got it now. Sorry, I misread that. 4 carries for 77 yards from Mosley, a long of 65, 2 TDs. He's been held in check for the most part, except for that 1 long touchdown run. That's what threw me off there for a second. Kennedy, 7 carries for 64 yards, a long of 20. He has a touchdown. Mosley has 2 touchdowns, by the way. And Brown, 6 carries for 57 yards and a 22-yard long run on the night. As far as receiving for West Georgia, Cole has 4 catches for 39 yards, a long of 21. Britt, 2 for 23, including the touchdown catch near the end of the half for 17. Tubbs has 2 catches for 23 yards, a long of 14. West has 1 for 12. And Williams has 1 for minus 5. Let's take a look at the defensive stats. I sometimes forget to do that on our halftime updates. Tackling, West Georgia is led by Overstreet. No surprise there. 6 solos, 7 total tackles. Shorter is led by Harris. Again, no surprise there. 4 solos, 8 total tackles. 1 tackle for loss. It was good for 2 yards. And let's see, Adams has a tackle for a loss, as does Bethea tonight for Shorter. Tackles for loss for the West Georgia Wolves. Huntley has 1, as does Brian Rice, the former Shorter Hawk. Looking at some other stats here. Let's see, that's about it for the big numbers. And let's go back here. And scoring plays. Let's see, this goes backwards. Hold on one second. All right. We started the game with Shorter taking about its 3rd drive right down the field. Josh Brown completed a pass to Brandon McGill for 8 yards. McGill was wide open to the back of the end zone. He was practically being guarded by the goalpost, but it was good for 8 and the touchdown. Simpson hit the kick, and that made it 7-0 Shorter with 4:38 remaining in the first quarter. West Georgia answered as Mosley went on his 65-yard tear for the touchdown, and the PAT was missed. It hit the right upright. So at the end of the first quarter, Shorter led it 7-6. Then West Georgia scored again as Wesley Kennedy went 2 yards in for the score that made it 12-7 after Davalos hit the PAT. Then Mosley another 2-yard run for a score that made it 19-7, and Davalos' kick was good again. Then McCrary for Shorter came back with a 1-yard score. Shorter had a 13-play, 70-yard drive for a score. Made it 20-13, and if you're a Shorter fan, with 1:58 left in the second quarter, and if you're a Shorter fan, you're hoping the Hawks can hold on, but instead they went right down the field, the Wolves did, and Brown threw a 17-yard pass to Britt, and the PAT made it 27-14 at the half. That's a look at your first half numbers. We'll come back and take a look at what scores are happening tonight in a limited action evening in college football, and we'll look ahead to Saturday to what's going on around the nation and in the Gulf South Conference. All that coming up after this quick timeout. Shorter Hawks football is on the Mountain Coast Network.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic trainers, EMS professionals, and caregivers at our 3 regional medical centers are here to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care.
The 2023 Shorter University President's Gala is set for Thursday, December 7th. Hall of Fame college football coach Mark Richt will be our featured speaker. The gala will be held in Shorter's Winthrop King Center. Proceeds from the event will benefit student scholarships. Coach Mark Richt is a beloved college football coach, devoted husband and father, motivational speaker, philanthropist, and author. For more information about how you can be involved, please visit shorter.edu/gala.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
Shorter University is really a special place.
It's a great environment. The teachers are really loving. It's an environment where you know everybody.
I love the professors. Shorter is family. I think sharing our faith together connects us in a way that nothing else can.
You just develop such strong bonds here that you won't ever let go.
If you'd like to advertise on the World Wide Web, consider being a sponsor for Shorter Football on MountainCoastNetwork.com. MCN offers website, live audio streams, and social media commercials while supporting Shorter Hawks football. MCN hosts hundreds of listeners each weekend, and because we are on the web, we can promote your business no matter where it's located. For more information, email us at MountainCoastNetwork@gmail.com. That's MountainCoastNetwork@gmail.com. Help us promote Shorter Hawks football, and go Hawks!
Welcome back to Barron Stadium in Rome. We're in the closing moments of halftime. The Shorter Hawks trail the West Georgia Wolves 27-14. As again, about 4 minutes left in halftime. Let's take a look at today's college football scoreboard presented by Automax, what there is of a scoreboard. This, of course, the only game in the Gulf South Conference tonight, as Shorter trailing West Georgia 27-14 at intermission. On Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern, West Alabama and their tough defense travels to North Carolina, practically to Virginia, to take on Chowan. And West Alabama, by the way, will be here in a couple of weeks for a 1 o'clock game, Senior Day here at Barron Stadium. That's November 11th. But as far as Saturday at 2 o'clock, Mississippi College visits North Greenville, and Valdosta State at 5 o'clock will visit West Florida in a biggie. Delta State is off this week. As far as scores going on this evening, Virginia Tech leads Syracuse. Excuse me. Didn't mean for the voice to crack Peter Brady style there. Puberty's heck at 54, let me tell you. Virginia Tech leads Syracuse 22-0 with about half of the second quarter remaining. In the modern-day hate rivalry game, which is a take on the Georgia Tech clean, old-fashioned hate, Georgia Southern leads Georgia State 10-7 in Statesboro. That's with fewer than 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Other games from earlier this week, and this is mostly Conference USA, New Mexico State defeated Louisiana Tech 27-24. Liberty stayed unbeaten at 8-0 in Conference USA, 6-0 in the league, 8-0 overall. They defeated Western Kentucky 42-29, although Austin Reed, the former West Florida quarterback who plays for Western Kentucky, still had a nice night throwing the ball. Last night, Jacksonville State defeated Florida International on the road 41-16. The Gamecocks are 7-2 on the season, but not bowl eligible, according to NCAA standards, because they are a transition team. Likewise for James Madison, who is having an excellent season, but still in that transition period. There is a path to a bowl game for both of those, but it has to be there aren't enough bowl-eligible teams in the rest of the FBS. Also on Wednesday night, UTEP defeated Sam Houston State. The Bearcats can't get a break this year. They're 0-8. UTEP defeated Sam Houston State on the road 37-34. As far as games coming up tomorrow, Florida Atlantic is at Charlotte tomorrow night. And that's really it as far as what's posted here on this website. And then on Saturday, number 4 Florida State visits Wake Forest. Number 6 Oklahoma will visit Kansas. Indiana visits number 10 Penn State. Massachusetts will take on Army. UConn travels to Boston College. Maryland will visit Northwestern. South Carolina goes to College Station to take on Texas A&M. Houston takes on Kansas State. West Virginia takes on Central Florida. Tulsa's at SMU. Western Michigan visits Eastern Michigan. Clemson is at NC State. Memphis takes on North Texas. And the game that a few people around here are paying attention to, number 1 Georgia visits Jacksonville to take on Florida. And you can't call it the cocktail party anymore. I guess it's the world's largest outdoor ice cream social and get-together. That'll happen. BYU's at Texas. Oregon is at Utah. That's a biggie tomorrow, Saturday afternoon. Pittsburgh is at number 14, Notre Dame. Duke visits Louisville. They're both ranked. Mississippi State's at Auburn. Michigan State is at Minnesota. And Alabama and LSU are both off next week. And we'll meet a week from Saturday in a huge game in the SEC West. We're just getting set for action here at the second half. The clock has dripped down to 0. And you might have heard a couple of the shorter fans cheering on the Hawks. They have come to the sidelines. Our weather has cooled down just a little bit from 78 at kickoff to 70 now. The wind has died down. It was about 9 degrees out of the southeast at kickoff time. Now it's out of the south at 3, if there's any wind blowing at all. And there really isn't. Set to kick off. West Georgia won the toss, deferred until the second half. So Shorter will kick off here, and West Georgia will receive and drive right to left. West Georgia red helmets, white stripe, the blue and white UWG logo on the side of the helmet, white face masks. They have white jerseys with blue numerals, red pants with blue and white stripes. Shorter in the blackout look tonight. White helmets with blue and chrome markings on the helmet, gray face masks. Black jerseys with blue numerals with silver or white. I guess it's kind of a chrome look on the trim too. And then solid black pants. Simpson to kick off for the Hawks. He's had 2 touchbacks tonight so far. He will put toe to leather, and the ball will settle down to Kennedy, who will bobble it at the 3. He'll return it up the hashes to the far side, still on his feet across the 25 to the 30-yard line, and he'll go down around the 32. So Kennedy, lightning quick every time he touches the football. If you're a Shorter fan, you're holding your breath every time you see him with a pigskin in his hands. But he'll return that one. Some 25, almost 30 yards on the return. And we've got a first down and 10 for West Georgia. 28 officially. Morrow made the tackle for Shorter. First and 10 for West Georgia. Cameron Brown at quarterback. He has a running back to his left, 3 wide receivers to the left, and 1 to the right. Off the right hash, he'll throw the stop route inside. That's West. He will stretch through 1 tackle. The second man will finish him off out to the 36-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of almost 6 yards on the reception for West Georgia. 2 receivers now split to either side, split way out to the boundary. Screen pass thrown out there. It is complete to Cole. He will work through traffic, gets across the 40 on the boundary across the way, picks up the first down as he goes out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So that's enough for the first down. As West Georgia, they'll swap out. Incoming is tight end Zach Obie out of Jonesboro. Bunch formation to the left, in on the tight end. There were 6 yards in that previous gain. I failed to mention that. Handoff to the right side. That's Mosley. He has running room, and he's across the 50 and taken down there by Shorter. 8 yards on that carry, just as quick as you please, as he was running down the hashes on the right side. West Georgia wasting no time moving the ball here in the third quarter, leading 27-14, just underway. Opening drive of the third. Mike Beavers here with you on the Mountain Coast Network and Flow Sports. Glad to have you along with me this evening. Shorter with 6 in the box and a corner playing off the far edge. 3 receivers split to the near side for West Georgia. Now motion back into the formation, and flags fly. There was still time on the play clock. There's going to be an illegal shift call that goes against West Georgia.
Ball start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
False start. They'll call Brevin Jones. the Jack State transfer. They'll call him for it. I thought it was going to go against the motion man who had moved in and did not reset. It looked like he was trying to reestablish himself. That was Trey Williams, the fullback, who had lined up wide and then shifted into kind of an H-back position, but was not reset before the snap. But instead it will go against Brevin Jones. The officials mark the football back to the West Georgia 45-yard line. 2 tight ends and 2 receivers in the formation. Pass is thrown. Might have been batted down at the line of scrimmage. If it wasn't batted down, then it looked like Brown tried to pull the string on it, and it just died in between the receiver and the quarterback. Yeah, Edmonds did get a hand on it. We hear John McClellan, the PA announcer here at Barron Stadium, note Cole was the intended receiver. Now that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 to go from the 45-yard line. West Georgia has to get across the shorter 48. Snap, waist high, back to Brown, looks to his right, throws, has a man complete at midfield. Shorter has him wrapped up there and no further, so that will leave West Georgia 2 yards short. Cole, I believe, was the receiver on the play, as Shorter had 3 in on the tackle that time. It'll leave them with a 4th down and 2 there, 5 on the gain, and West Georgia's going to send in the punt team. And the Hawks fans salute the defense. Deep to return is McGill. He will stand at the 15-yard line. The line of scrimmage is the 50. And Mason will put this one in the air from his 40. A nice high wobbly spiral. It will sail over the return team and hit at the 5 and bound into the end zone. So a 50-yard punt. It will have a 20-yard return via the touchback, and Shorter will get the football for the first time in the 3rd quarter. Down 27-14, 12:22 remaining in the period. Media timeout on the field will break away as well. Shorter football is on the Mountain Coast Network.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic trainers, EMS professionals, and caregivers at our 3 regional medical centers are here to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
When the Shorter Hawks football team hits the road, the Mountain Coast Network broadcast team heads to Automax. Corey Rhodes and his crew have the right vehicle for us to travel across the southeast from the mountains of upstate South Carolina to the Gulf Coast on the Florida Panhandle. Wherever you are headed, Automax has the car, SUV, van, or bus that you need. Call Automax today at 706-291-0600 or visit them online at automaxrental.com/Rome.
Welcome back to Barron Stadium on a perfect late October night for college football. West Georgia leads Shorter 27-14. 12:22 to go in the 3rd quarter, and the Hawks are getting the football for the first time in the 2nd half. Josh Brown at quarterback for the Hawks. He'll have one running back to his right, and that is Justice Durant. Durant in the first half, 11 carries for 61 yards, a long run of 12, but he did most of the work on the touchdown drive that was finished off by McCrary. Two receivers to the right for Shorter, two to the left. Now motion across the formation, and the tight end will reset on the right side. Brown looks to throw, then sees there's a lot of green in front of him. He'll run. He'll slide ahead across the 25-yard line. They'll say he went down at the 25. His slide was up to almost the 28. And they'll say, I guess his caboose touched at the 25. So 5 yards on the run for Brown. And he'll look to the sidelines again. Brown had positive yards rushing despite 11 sacks on the season. His long run was 22 yards. That was a touchdown rush at Delta State. 167 yards on the year coming into tonight. He'll bring a man in motion. That's McGill, who will whirly bird around and go back from where he came. Handoff instead goes underneath. It goes to Durant. He bounces off 2 or 3, resets himself. He's still on his feet. He'll push ahead, and he'll get to the 29-yard line. It looked like West Georgia was just going to batter him down somewhere near the 25-yard line. But again, we mentioned this earlier, his feet never stopped churning, those of Durant. And he finally found a way out of the pile, and he'll move ahead to the 29. Tarver with the tackle. Overstreet there as well. Surprise, surprise. That young man's been everywhere tonight. Two receivers to the left. Now a tight end shifting over to the right. Durant the handoff. He'll follow blocking on the left side. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage on that 3rd down and a couple and maybe 1 more yard. But he will not get across the 30 to pick up the 1st down. I don't think. Nope, they're going to mark him short. So Shorter cannot pick up the 1st down, running on the left side behind Carpenter and Heron. And actually, it lost a yard. They'll move it back to the 28-yard line, the officials will. So with 10 and a half minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter, Shorter's down 27-14, and into punt for the 6th time tonight is Wyatt Walters. He'll get this one away. It'll be caught on the fair catch by West Georgia at the 37-yard line. Kennedy will wave his hand and make the grab. And West Georgia will get the football for the 2nd time at their own 37, maybe the 38-yard line by the time they put this one down. 6 punts now, an average of 39.8 yards. That one was good for 35 by Walters. He pinned West Georgia back around their own 5-yard line after Shorter's first possession of the night. But West Georgia has enjoyed good starting position ever since. Brown, the quarterback, tight formation. Everybody's bunched up on the right side. There's one wide receiver out to the left. Handoff goes to the middle. That's going to be Mosley. He's going to break free. No, he won't. He'll be cut down. Actually, it's Kennedy. I saw the 2 on his back, but it's Kennedy. He's taken down at the 40-yard line. Jonathan Lowe comes up to make the tackle for the Hawks to keep that to a 2-yard gain on 1st down. West Georgia had been doing fairly well on 1st down, but they only get a couple there by Kennedy. 2 receivers to the near side now. West is the inside man. 2 receivers to the right as well. Brown back to pass, has time, throws. He's got a man at the 50, stretching out for the ball. He'll make the grab at the 50-yard line. That's going to be enough for the 1st down. 10 yards on the reception by West Georgia's Tubbs. And that gives the Wolves a 1st down at the 50. Again, they're driving right to left here in the 3rd quarter. The ball's just inside the left hash. 6 in the box for the Shorter defense. Brown with time throws, has a man. It's intercepted at the 40. Hawks with the ball, far sideline, across the 30, 25, tripped up down to the 20-yard line. Shorter Hawks with a 2nd pick of the night. We'll see who comes up with it across the way. There is a Hawk down on the far side, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that was Henry, who was slow getting up. I didn't see who got the interception for Shorter. We'll double check it. Was it Edmond? Was it Adams coming across? They haven't posted it on the store. Did you see the number? 14. Warren with the interception for the Hawks. Thank you, Alex Farrer of the Rome News Tribune. Warren with a pick. I couldn't catch the number across the way. And you guys know I've struggled with the blue numbers on the black jerseys tonight. I'm colorblind, just in case you didn't know. And so it makes it a little harder to see. But for Warren, that's his first interception. Handoff on first down and 10. Hawks with the football into the end zone. Touchdown, Shorter. From 20 yards out, the Hawks get the score. And they'll cut into the lead. It's 27-20 now. As Durant will score. That will be his 7th touchdown of the season. Actually, 7th touchdown of the season for Durant. He's got 84 yards rushing tonight, and the extra point try is up and good. So the Hawks answer, albeit it took them a halftime and a drive to do it, but the Hawks cut into the lead. It's back down to 6, 27-21 after that 20-yard touchdown run by Durant on the right side. 9:03 left in the game, quarter, as Simpson hits the PAT. And we'll take a break. Is there immediate? Nope, no media timeout. We'll keep it right here. But we will pause for station identification.
This is Coach Morrison. You're listening to Shorter Football on the MountainCoastNetwork.com. Go Hawks.
That was a one-play, 20-yard scoring drive after the interception by Warren. And now Shorter will kick away. 41 yards on Warren's return down the far sideline. And now Simpson to kick off. West Georgia has 2 return men deep. Kennedy to the far side. Perry, who has been quiet tonight, Perry is to the near side. He's in search of 3,000 total yards of offense in his career. That kickoff will sail past the Rome logo in the end zone. It landed beyond the R as the 3rd touchback of the night by Simpson on kickoffs, 13 for the season. And Shorter will go on defense in West Georgia. Now on the night, that's a couple of interceptions for Cameron Brown. Josh Brown for Shorter has thrown an interception also. They each have a touchdown pass. We said on paper coming in the pregame show that this was a fairly even game. Well, with 9 minutes left in the third quarter, we've got a 27-21 contest. Kind of looks even to me. Handoff on first down and 10, that's Mosley, but he's breaking wide outside. He's across the 30, angling to the boundary at the 40. He's across the midfield stripe and finally pushed out of bounds by the Shorter defense just inside the 45-yard line on that first down run. It's going to go for 30 yards. And so he'll be over 100 now, as Warren will be one of the Hawks to push him out of bounds. 31 officially. Adams also in on the tackle for the Hawks. From the right hash now, you hear a cowbell down below us from the Shorter fans. 3 receivers to the left. Handoff goes to the right. And that's Mosley again. He's twisting and turning and kind of gator rolls, albeit vertically, down to the 38-yard line where he's taken down by the Hawks. That'll be a pickup of, let's see, about 6, maybe almost 7 yards on that around the right end. And Mosley, he's 5'7", 139 pounds. Kennedy, by the way, 5'10", 180 pounds. They both get lost inside that massive offensive line, and they just cruise in between the big guys. And they'll move it back. It's a 6-yard gain. Flags fly before the snap, and our linesman will wave his arms in front of each other as a penalty will go against West Georgia here. So they'll back up 5.
Full start. Offense. All 11 is set for 1 second. That's 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
And that actually is a penalty call that I thought was coming earlier. I believe what they're going to say is that Trey Williams, who's listed as a fullback, and he's from just up the road in Calhoun, a Gordon Central graduate, he shifts back in from a wide receiver position to an H, and he doesn't get set before the snap. Brown snaps it before he's fully set on the shift. Off the play action pass, the throw across the middle, incomplete. There comes the late flag. Just about everybody was in a big mass, a big wad of players between the 35 and the 45-yard line. Cole had broken free behind that pile of people. That's where the pass went for him. But one of the Hawks got into him, I believe. Looks like it's going to be a pass interference call against Shorter.
Pass interference, defense, number 2. That's a spot foul and an automatic first down.
Well, none of the officials wearing blue and white tonight like the call.
First and 10 at the 37.
37-yard line is where the ball will be spotted. It is a spot foul as Edmonds is called for the penalty. Ace formation now, tight ends to either side, wide receivers as well. Brown off a nice play fake. He's going deep, has a man in the end zone, just too far. Incomplete. He was looking again for Cole. Across the way, he was guarded by Jonathan Lowe of Shorter, who's had a pretty big night. He had an interception earlier tonight as well. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Shorter gets the defensive line set. There's only one backer in the box, 5 in the box. And West Georgia will run left side, breaking through the pile and then being taken down. Nice tackle in the open field at the 30-yard line. As Lewis, I believe, no, actually it was Warren who got Mosley down at the 30-yard line, wrapped him up low with a bit of violence to the tackle, and there is a Hawk down back at the 34-yard line. I won't say the name till I get an absolute.
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Hawks had scored to cut it to. Trey Williams is listed as a.
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom?
Thank you.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
As Mosley shifts from the right to the left of his quarterback. He'll take the fake, the deep pass thrown. It hangs up into the air. It's broken up at the 3-yard line. Cole, again, I believe the intended receiver. He wanted a call and did not get it. And he was covered by Shorter's Tobias Lewis on the deep run. And that brings up 4th down. It's 4th down and 4 to go, and the ball's at the 30. So that's certainly 4-down territory. Brown will stay in the game. He has receivers lined up 2 by 2. Shorter with 5, 6 on the line of scrimmage. No backers at their regular depth. They will now send Mosley up closer to the line to block. Brown with pressure throws, has his man complete at the 20, wrapped up there. Lowe will make the tackle on Tubbs, but it's a first down to the 20-yard line. Nice job standing in. There was some pressure coming from his right side for Brown, but he delivered the pass. And it's good for the first down at the 20-yard line. 8 yards, actually 10 yards on the reception. It was Lowe who made the tackle. Now tight ends in everywhere. Swing pass thrown off the RPO to the right side. That is caught on the boundary. Nice move to the outside edge. Down the sidelines into the end zone. Touchdown, West Georgia's Trey Williams. That's his 8th catch of the season and his first touchdown. And it goes in from 20 yards out, and West Georgia makes it 33-21 now with 6:19 to go in the third quarter here at Barron Stadium. A nice job on the RPO as Brown faked left, rolled out a little half roll to his right, and his receiver Trey Williams was running kind of a little flat route, and he just dropped the ball over him, went outside, made a nice move on the outside edge around the 10-yard line, got to the boundary and converted. Davalos' extra point is good, and West Georgia makes it 34-21. 6:19 to go in the third quarter. West Georgia on top of Shorter. We'll take a break. Shorter football's on the Mountain Coast Network.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
A 7-play, 75-yard drive, capped off by a 20-yard Brown to Williams touchdown pass. The extra point is good, and West Georgia leads Shorter 34-21. 6:19 to go in the third quarter at Barron Stadium on a Thursday night special of Shorter Hawks football here on MCN. Glad to have you with us. Again, next week, the Hawks will be at North Greenville for a 1 o'clock kick. And then they'll close the season in 2 weeks here at Barron Stadium with another 1 o'clock kick against West Alabama. Kickoff deep, taken by Shorter at the 2, returned across the 10 to the 15, up to the hashes. And then McCrary will come out between the numbers and the hashes at the 20-yard line. He'll go down there. Taken down, I think that was Zach Obie coming down on kickoff coverage to make the table. To make the tackle, excuse me. Sorry, caught my eye. Looked like one of the West Georgia players was kind of headed toward the Shorter bench, and the referee stood in front of him and said, "Hey, you cut that out." But that only caught that out of the corner of my eye. Hawks with the football, first down and 10 at the 20-yard line. West Georgia, 3 down linemen. They'll have 2 ends up on the line of scrimmage. I say ends. One of them may be a safety who has rolled down. And here comes a backer through the middle. That was Robinson. Off first down. The run goes through the middle of the line, ahead to the 25-yard line. Bent down low and carrying players on his back goes Shorter's Justice Durant. Good hard running for the sophomore out of Palm Bay, Florida. Bayside High School, if I'm not mistaken. That's down a little below Cape Canaveral, near where Florida Tech played football when they still had a team in the GSC. 3 receivers stacked to the left side. The handoff goes underneath, though. That's Durant again. He's hit hard at the 28-yard line. You can see his whole upper body bend backwards, but he pushes forward to the 29, almost the 30-yard line. It's going to be third down and inches to go here. Williams with the stop. Keandre, we mentioned him in the pregame. 40 tackles to lead the team, 7.5 tackles for losses, and 4 sacks. Those are all team high numbers. He'll get the stop there. Shorter's got a third down and about 1.5 feet to go. Durant in the backfield to the right of his quarterback. The snap's a little off to the left. The handoff goes to Durant. I believe he got pushed across the line of scrimmage. Yeah, he'll get a push. He'll go to the 31-yard line. Not much more than that. He needed about 1.5 feet, and he probably got 4 feet for the first down. As McCrary comes in to give Durant a rest. Durant himself only 5'9" and 180 pounds. And he's taken a lot of big hits in there tonight and has delivered some as well. 4:36 and counting in the third. West Georgia's up 34-21. Brown, screen pass thrown. It's caught by Deedle. He had to stretch up to get it. He used and they won't tackle him. He's stuck at the line of scrimmage or maybe even a little behind it. West Georgia had 4 players back there trying to get Deedle down. But Deedle needed every bit of his 6'6" frame to grab that screen pass down the line, a little flare pass out, as he will actually lose a couple on the play back to the 29. Jed Lee will get in for the stop, along with Merriweather. We've called Merriweather's name a lot tonight, coming up from his safety spot. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers to the right as well. Play fake and a pass on 2nd down and 12. Pass is thrown. A sliding grab at the 35-yard line by Shorter. As Dearden comes in, he kind of had to stretch out and slide to make the grab at the 35. That's a pickup of 7 on the play. It leaves Shorter, though, with a 3rd down and 7 to go. Remember that pass to Deedle lost a couple on 1st down. Short on the night, 40% on 3rd downs. That's better than their season average of 33. We'll see what they can do here. 7 to go. West Georgia has 4 on the line. And now one of the linebackers will creep up. Now he resets. 2 backers and a safety also in the box. Brown back to pass, looking left. Throws, has a man complete at the 41-yard line. It's going to be close, but I'm not sure. Oh, they'll wave it ahead. I thought with a left foot spot, I thought he didn't have it. With a right foot spot, he got it, and that's what the officials will mark it with, the right foot spot. So it is completed pass for 1st down for Shorter. And that was Deedle with the grab for 6 yards. Trey Douglas got the tackle, and now Shorter. Brown off 1st down, the zone read, tries to put a move on a man at 45-yard line. He'll be wrapped up nicely there by West Georgia's Jordan Clark, who made the tackle, wrapped him up neatly there, put him down for a 4-yard gain, and it looked like Brown had a lot of room to work with. 34-21 our score. West Georgia on top. 2:12 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Hawks just moving the ball very deliberately on the ground. 30 rushes for 121 yards now for Shorter. That compares with 22 for 252 for West Georgia. Brown with 2 receivers out to the right, puts the ball into his running back's belly, who will push forward near the 1st down mark. He'll have to get to the 49 on the plus side. It looks like he got to the 49 on the minus side. I think that's McCrary still in. I honestly didn't get a good look at the beginning of the play. And no, that's Durant, who has come back into the game. 3rd down and a couple. You hear a helicopter most likely in the background. It looks like it's about to land at Atrium Health Floyd. The hospital campus is just past the visitor stands. It's a trauma center here in Northwest Georgia. And the helicopter appears to be inbound. Meanwhile, on the field, the handoff goes to Durant. He's got the 1st down. He needed a couple, and he got them. And now Shorter with a new 1st down. The Hawks offensive line doing its work here. And again, missing Jagger Jones, who is out most likely for the season. Carson Carpenter had been out for a couple of weeks. He's back tonight. And Zymarian Starling, as a screen pass goes to the left side, picking up about 4 yards on 1st down. And that was Dearden who came back. There was a lineman trying to block for him, but he kind of got in his way. Nevertheless, it's a 4-yard gain. Zymarian Starling started last week for the first time. Or actually, no, 2 weeks ago against Clark Atlanta. Alan Heron had been the right tackle. Now he had to move to left tackle with Jagger Jones out. And Carson Carpenter also out. So there were only 3 starters in, or 3 of the regular starters in for the Hawks on the offensive line the last couple of weeks. But they're running the ball better. Three receivers to the right now on the 2nd down and 6 play from the 45. Into the middle of the line again with Durant. He'll pick up a couple. Actually, McCreary back in. I apologize. He'll pick up a couple down to the 42-yard line. Never actually hit the turf. Everybody's just kind of standing there pushing and leaning on each other. And that's going to bring the third quarter to an end. So Shorter scores, but West Georgia answers again. It's 34-21 after 3 quarters of Gulf South Conference football in Rome, Georgia on a Thursday night. We'll take a timeout here. Shorter Hawks football returns in a moment on the Mountain Coast Network.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
Edition of Bruce Chanel's Hey Baby. We move on to the fourth quarter at Barron Stadium Yards. They're right on schedule with that. And Shorter has rushed 33 times. 16 passes each. Shorter's passes have gone for 92 yards. West Georgia's have gone for 100. 56 snaps for 222 yards. Third down, pass thrown across the middle, incomplete, as it was McGill who had stretched out on a post a little too far across the middle. You could probably buy yourself a very nice combo meal, at least at some family. Shorter fans and players want an interference call. The intended receiver for the Hawks was injuries. I presume he was the intended receiver as Walters reared back to throw. It wasn't a terrible pass, but West Georgia was kind of in, if I remember correctly, kind of in a field defense look. And so Shorter cannot convert on the fake punt. Now, I say they were in field defense. Those of you watching the video, or if you have any replay, you may see it differently. I was watching the other direction. 34-21 the score. West Georgia with the football back now, just underway in the fourth quarter. Off the play action pass, looking deep. Brown has a man wide open at the 20-yard line, hits him in stride. He'll coast into the end zone. Touchdown West Georgia for the Wolves. That is T.J. Lockley. We mentioned we hadn't heard of him so far in the game, but now he is going to go 58 yards for the touchdown, and West Georgia makes it 40-21. Now with the third touchdown pass of the night for Cameron Brown. He came in with 7. He's got 3 tonight. And again, West Georgia leads it 40-21. 14:43 left to go in the game. Snap is a little high, but handled. The spot is down by Pate Hogan, and the kick is up and good. So a one-play, 58-yard drive, a touchdown pass from Brown to Lockley, and West Georgia leads it 41-21 now. 14:43 to go in the game at Barron Stadium in Rome. Back in a moment on MCN.
When the Shorter Hawks football team hits the road, the Mountain Coast Network broadcast team heads to Automax. Corey Rhodes and his crew have the right vehicle for us to travel across the southeast from the mountains of upstate South Carolina to the Gulf Coast on the Florida Panhandle. Wherever you are headed, Automax has the car, SUV, van, or bus that you need. Call Automax today at 706-291-0600 or visit them online at automaxrental.com/Rome.
14:43 left in the game, and West Georgia leads Shorter 41-21 at Barron Stadium. Glad to have you along with us. Mike Beavers here with you on Mountain Coast Network and Flow Sports this evening. The kickoff down to the 4-yard line, returned by Shorter to the 10, laterally across the field to the 15-yard line. I say laterally, probably horizontally would have been a better description, as McCrary gets about 10 yards on the return from the far hash to the near. He's taken down by West Georgia's Eli Barrow. And it's 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Where will they? Everybody's kind of milling around. Is there a flag? There's a flag back right atop the 35-yard line on the West Georgia side of the field. I presume that means offsides on the kickoff.
Number 2 of the kicking team, the 5-yard penalty administers the free kick spot. West Georgia will kick in the 30-yard line.
There you hear referee Charles Olson with the call, as either Terrell Cole or Festus Davies, both are wearing number 2, and I didn't get a look at them. One of them was guilty of being offsides on the kick coverage. So they'll back up 5 yards and try it again. That'll put the ball at the 30-yard line. And Davalos will kick off again. Actually, let's see. Oh, that's 81, not 83. And I don't have an 81 on that roster. Okay. The kick is away. It's taken by Shorter at the 10-yard line. McCrary again to the 20. He will stay on the far side of the field, goes across the numbers at the 20-yard line, and will scoot ahead to about the 23 before he's taken down by the West Georgia kick team. And Shorter gets the football back. 14:29 remaining in the contest. Hawks still looking for that 4th win of the season and a 2nd conference win for the first time since 2012, when they got Delta State and West Georgia to end the season. And now the Hawks, 1st and 10, a 24-yard line is the official spot. An H-back on the left side and one back on the left as well. That's McCrary. He'll take the handoff into the middle of the line. Nothing doing for him there, though. He'll get to the 25-yard line, and that's about it. Actually, excuse me, that was McCrary in. He's got black shoes. Durant is wearing white shoes. Another way you can tell them apart if you can't see the number. And the interior of the West Georgia defensive line gets in on the stop. As at one point you could see Shorter center Clay Baker had turned around and was driving his guy the other direction. Somebody got in behind and made the tackle. Off 2nd down and 10 now from the 24-yard line. Brown throws. He's got Mosteller at the 25-yard line. He's cut down immediately by West Georgia. Tarver with the tackle. Excuse me, Tarver had the previous tackle. This is Overstreet. If you're giving out helmet stickers tonight for West Georgia, make sure Overstreet gets about a handful of them. Three down linemen and a stand-up end. Brown drops back all the way to the 20-yard line. He's chased. He's tackled. He'll go down around the 17 is where he fell forward. As Abu Bangura with the tackle for the sack, I believe. It's at 55. Let me get the binoculars out. Actually, that was 56, not 55. So that was Malcolm Mercer, excuse me, with the sack. And Shorter, just like that, has to punt again. Ball is snapped from the 18-yard line. The kick is away. A nice spiraling kick. It's going to chase Kennedy all the way back to his 39-yard line. He will step backwards and slide and make the grab, but a nice rocket punt. It had been a while since he had hit one. The first punt was 48 yards for Walters. And he's had a lot of 35-yarders in between, but he launched that one, and we have a media timeout. 12:27 to go in the game. Shorter down 41-21 in the fourth quarter. We'll be back. Now, Shorter football is on the Mountain Coast Network.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic trainers, EMS professionals, and caregivers at our 3 regional medical centers are here to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
When the Shorter Hawks football team hits the road, the Mountain Coast Network broadcast team heads to Automax. Corey Rhodes and his crew have the right vehicle for us to travel across the southeast from the mountains of upstate South Carolina to the Gulf Coast on the Florida Panhandle. Wherever you are headed, Automax has the car, SUV, van, or bus that you need. Call Automax today at 706-291-0600 or visit them online at automaxrental.com/Rome.
Walters' punt went 43 yards, and West Georgia has it 1st and 10 at their own 40. Brown claps his hands twice, gets the snap, hands off to his running back, met at the line of scrimmage. Mosley, spinning though, will turn what looked like no gain into 2 yards as he was hit at the line of scrimmage. He kind of spun out to the right side. Alexandre in on the tackle, and Bethay there as well for the Hawks on that first down stop after the pickup of a couple of yards. Now, it may be me more than anything else, but I don't remember having called Mark Harris's name. Well, he's got 10 tackles. I've just missed him this evening. Harris, the leading tackler in the conference for Shorter, with 62 stops coming into tonight. Off. 2nd down and 8. Handoff left side. The ball is loose. The Hawks have scooped it up. Big man with the football across the 20 to the 10, accelerating into the end zone. Touchdown Shorter. Scoop and score with a thick 6. Hawks still celebrating down beyond the Hawks still celebrating behind the replay tent. Hawks get a sideline warning as everybody's mobbing the defensive lineman who got the scoop and score. Extra point try on the way. That cuts it to 41-27. Still looking for the number. Still celebrating. There's the championship belt being handed over. It's either 98 or 99. It's either Bethay or Spurrier. I'm just waiting on the clear look at the number. The extra point is up, and it is good. And it's 41-28 now for Shorter. And Harris forced the fumble. It was Bethay, they say, with the return. The PA guy, John McClellan, and the stat person and I, we see them all at the same time. It's Tony Bethay with the return, as it's good for 33 yards and the touchdown. Hawks get a defensive score. It's been a while since they've done that. And it's 41-28 with 11:37, and there's some more life in the crowd now. didn't generate a turnover last week, Coach Morrison told us in the pregame interview. They've got 3 tonight, including a scoop and score. Kennedy had lost the football. He had slammed into the line of scrimmage on the left side, and Harris poked it out. And then it rolled around seemingly an eternity, if you're a Hawk fan, before Bethea got there. I had to wait to make the call. Bethea 99 and Spurrier 98. They're both about the same size, and a lot of times those jerseys get tucked underneath the shoulder pads on the back, and it's hard to tell who is whom. But everybody to this point has credited Bethea with the score. He got the turnover belt on the sideline. And now Simpson will kick off. Shorter down 41-28. 11:37 to go. And not over yet. Hear the band and a few fans. As Simpson kicks this one. More of a squib kick. It's going to go out of bounds at the 3.
Kick goes out of bounds.
And that will draw a penalty. Some more pushing. It seems like every kickoff Shorter has had this season, there's been some extra pushing or shoving somewhere on the field.
The ball be placed at the 35-yard line. First down, West Georgia.
West Georgia has the ball at the 35 after the kickoff goes out of bounds. As Simpson gets a bit of a talking to by Coach Ryan Strickland and the special teams coordinator, as well as head coach Zach Morrison. West Georgia back on the field.
First and 10 at the 35.
Awaiting the ready for play whistle, and there it is on cue. Hawks 4 on the line. Actually, they've got 8 in the box this time. Handoff goes the other direction, though. Outside edge. The ball is loose again, but West Florida has fallen on it at the 49-yard line. It was run on the left side. Shorter had everybody stacked up on the right side of the offensive line, that is. Mosley had the carry. He lost the football at the 48-yard line. It squirted ahead to the plus 49, where Obi fell on it. And now it's 1st and 10 West Georgia. This thing's getting out of control. 11 yards on the run, and then the fumble. Hand off to the right side, breaking through. This is Mosley again. He's across the 45 and will get out to the 42-yard line. He jumps up and points first down. However, that was first down, and he only rushed for 7. So the Hawks defending now against a 2nd down and 4. Mosley now up to 145 yards on the night. Brown has thrown for 206. 2nd down and 4 from the Shorter 43-yard line. Everybody's bunched up tight again. And off left side, that's going to be Mosley. He's out and off to the races at the 30, down to the 20-yard line on the boundary across the way. I paused in the call because a flag flew back in the general area of holding near the 44-yard line. Only one of the offensive linemen made the trip down the field to assist in blocking, so the other 4 knew something was up.
Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty from the previous ball.
And that will be Brevin Jones, the Jacksonville State transfer out of Birmingham. He's called for the flag. So that moves the football back to the 47-yard line on the West Georgia side of the field. 10:09 remaining in the game and counting. West Georgia leading Shorter 41-28. 2 receivers and an H to the left side, a tight end on the right. Handoff into the middle of the line again. It's Mosley breaking free again. He's across the 50, the 45, dragging him in with him as he goes down to the 40-yard line. And he'll get near the first down mark. About 13 on the carry. He needed 14 for the first down. 3rd down and 1. West Georgia 2 of 6 on third downs. It doesn't seem like not a lot, but they've had a lot of long runs too. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, 3rd and 1. Brown keeps it himself, looks for a hole. He'll find one, and he'll go down at the 36-yard line. So he'll get about 5 yards on that run for the first down. Brown with 206 yards passing on the night, and he's up to 57 yards rushing this evening. First down and 10 for West Georgia at the shorter 36-yard line. 8:58 and counting. West Georgia in no hurry, snapping the ball. Holding on to that 41-28 lead. They just gave up a fumble return for a score and then fumbled again, but recovered it. Mosley, right side, a little pause, and now he races to the sidelines. Looked like he had an angle to outrun everyone. Actually, he may have known the flag was thrown. It looked like he just pulled up and turned out of bounds inside the 20. But there is a flag back inside the 30-yard line. So we'll see how the officials determine this one. It will be marked at the 30-yard. You figure a downfield hold, perhaps. Marked from the 30.
Holding. Offense number 85. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Obi, the guilty party that time. The ball stepped back to the 40-yard line, just inside the right hash. And West Georgia now with a first down and 14 to go. The line to gain is just outside the 25-yard line of shorter. 2 receivers and an H to the right. Handoff goes to the left. That's Mosley. He's swarmed under in the backfield that time. Shorter breaks through and gets the stop. Leading the charge for the Hawks was Nakobe Spurrier. Shorter defensive line. Very much like West Georgia's defensive line. They make a lot of tackles, and you don't see that all that often in modern football, but both defensive lines for these two teams do get a lot of stops. 2 receivers spread to the right side and 2 to the left as well. Kennedy, I believe, in at running back now. Brown dropping back to pass on second down and long. He'll break free. Flags fly. He runs and slides back to the original line of scrimmage at the 36-yard line. But there again is Laundry. 2 flags, one on either side of the 50, outside the 49-yard lines. And it looks like it will be a holding call against West Georgia, if I'm a betting man, and I'm not.
Holding. Offense number 67.
Austin Donaldson, guilty of the hold that time. West Georgia has now backed up to its own 48-yard line. And the line to gain is the 25. So now it is second down, 27 to go. And I thought that was Kennedy in at running back. It is not. It appears to be Ashad Robinson, a sophomore out of Richmond Hill. Out of the pistol formation. Robinson takes the handle right side. He's wrapped up. The ball comes loose again. Who has it? Waiting for the signal. Shorter is celebrating. The Hawks say they have it. So Robinson comes in. He fumbles the ball. 3 different running backs have fumbled the football, if memory serves, and the Hawks have it first and 10 at the West Georgia 48. You can't make this stuff up, folks. So the Hawks, with their, I believe, 4th turnover of the night, and now they have an opportunity. They haven't gone for a quick change play so far this evening, although after a turnover and interception and return earlier, they did get a 20-yard run for a score. An H-back and a running back to the right of Brown. There's some movement up front. Flags fly. The handoff goes into the middle of the line for 1, if at all, any yardage. As we'll see, it should be an offsides call against West Georgia. At least that's what all of the referees. Here we go. What I was about to say is that's what all the officials in blue and white saw here. Jalen Brown guilty of that. Jalen Tarver and Durant got tangled up at the end of the play. So now the Hawks with a first down and 5 inside the 45. Hand off to the left, Durant. He's trying to get around the corner. He will. He'll get to the 45. Taken out by a jersey tackle near the 40-yard line. He had to race to get around the corner. Some words being exchanged on the sideline on the near side. And everybody seems to break up peacefully. So that was a gain of 3.5, basically. So now it's second down and a couple from the 40. Durant into the line again. He'll push ahead to the 35. Still on his feet. The pile still moving down to the 33, to the 30. Still on his feet. The pile still going. They're going to spot it, I think, at the 30-yard line. The Hawk fans would want a couple of more yards on that. But the officials will blow the play dead. Just a human scrum moving for 5 more yards and a first down for Durant, who, by the way, is over 100 yards now. Hawks snap it quickly. Durant right side, nowhere to go that time. Shorter offensive line didn't get a lot of movement up front. Durant will come out and get a rest as McCrary comes back in. McGill also in for the Hawks. So it's second down and 10. You probably hear the medical helicopter taking off from Atrium Health. Floyd across the parking lot. It will fly over the stadium to our left. 2 receivers to the right on this second down and 10. Handoff McCrary. He's got room to move. He's across the 25 as he was running behind his blocking on the right side, following behind Carpenter and Starling. Actually, Campbell and Starling, I believe, on that side. And he'll pick up 6.5 yards inside the 25-yard line. 5:05 and counting in the game. Shorter moving the ball deliberately. A tight end and an H-back on the left side. A wide receiver to either side. Handoff into the middle again. That's McCrary. He's going to get to the 24-yard line, and that's about it. And that's going to bring up a 4th down and 4 to go. On the previous play, it looked like McCrary might be able to break into the open before being tackled. I guess the Hawks saw that, thought they might be able to pull it off this time, but couldn't make it happen. Jackson out of the game. McGill in. Likewise, McCrary out. And Donaldson back in. By the way, Tarver and Williams on that tackle for West Georgia. West Georgia flipping the front around. Shorter on a 4th down and 4. 0 for 1 tonight. And flags fly.
Penalty flag on the play.
And that's going to go against Shorter. A 5-yard step off against the Hawks. We'll see who the guilty party was for the false start.
False start. Offense. All 11 players failed to come set for 1 full second. That's a 5-yard penalty. Down is still 4.
Second time that's been called tonight. If you're going to shift, which means you go in motion and then stop and try to reset, you have to be set for a count. And that has happened a couple of times tonight for each team. 1 penalty on it has been called to either side. So that back Shorter up 5. Now from just inside the 30-yard line, we'll call it the 28. It's a 4th down and 8. They have to get across the 20-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. There's an H-back there as well. Dearden in motion to the inside. Brown back to pass. Here comes pressure. He rolls to his left. He's going to run. He's across the 30 to the 25 to the 30-yard line on the 20-yard line on the boundary. He'll tiptoe and step out of bounds at the 12. So Brown will rush and get the first down. So many times tonight he's tried to roll around to his left side and been caught from behind. This time he'll get the first down yardage after the 20-yard run. He goes out of bounds. The clock still running at 3:29. Shorter with 3 receivers bunched wide to the right. As Brown stops, he looks to his left. 1 receiver to that side. He'll check it down instead to Durant out of the backfield. He'll go to the boundary after the catch and get out of bounds near the 10. He was guarded over there by Jalen Tarver for West Georgia. And it'll be a pickup of 1 on the play. He does go out of bounds, but the clock is running at 3:10 and counting. Shorter. If you're looking ahead, should the Hawks get a score here, the Hawks are 0 of 1 on onside kicks this season. Clock still running, under 3 minutes now, 2:56 and counting, as Brown gets the signals and brings the team to the line. Play clock is down to 8 seconds now, 7 seconds, 6, 5, 4, 3. There's the snap. Brown drops back 3 steps, looks left, guns it. It's intercepted. Did he keep his feet in? No, it's incomplete. He had a receiver on the boundary to the near side, but cutting underneath the ball was Clark Jordan. He had his hands on it but couldn't hold on, and the Hawks have a player slow to get up. The training staff has headed out.
This is a media timeout.
And it's Dimitri Singleton who was injured. And
in Northeast Alabama, doing what we can.
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
GSC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation.
well, after
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom?
Thank you.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Play. Shorter 6 out of 15. The officials awaiting the media timeout to conclude. 2:40 left in the fourth quarter. West Georgia leading at 41-28. Hawks trying to get 14 straight points off turnovers. 2 backs in the backfield. West Georgia with some movement up front. Flags fly. Brown's going to keep it himself. He runs forward to the 10. He will run into a man at the 5. Drives ahead. He's down to the 4, the 3-yard line. No, they'll move it back to the 4-yard line. That was a 3rd down and 9. He'll run. We'll see where they spot it. There was a penalty flag. Shorter gained yardage. We'll see what happens here. We'll see what Charles Olson will have to say.
Offsides. Defense number 90 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty is administered from the previous spot. It'll be 3rd down.
Okay, I misspoke. The line to gain is inside the 4. He did not get that far. He'll be down at inside the 7-yard line. The chains are on the far side of the field across from us at the left end. We're sitting at the 45-yard line on the other side of on the shorter side, but across the 50. Sometimes that angle messes with me a little bit. I see an extra 5-yard line down there sometimes. Cost us a game when I was coaching in high school one time, but we won't go into that right now. 2 receivers split to the right. 3rd down still, and about 4 to go. based on the down marker and the scoreboard. So Brown, play clock at 20, takes the handoff, gives it to Durant. He's hit at the 5, spins forward. Now he's down to about the 3-yard line. We'll see where they spot it officially. Nope. Looks like they're going to move it back to the 4. Did not get the first down. He's got to get across the 4. He's inside the 5. 4th down. It looks like a foot. Shorter still in the shotgun. West Georgia stacking it up. Durant, the handoff, right side. He's hit. Does he stretch it out? Does he get the first down? We'll see. We're going to have to wait on the officials to determine. West Georgia stacked up the inside. Durant took the handoff, raced around the right side. Somebody got him wrapped up and put him down. We're going to have to wait on the officials to see what's going on. Officials timeout. Well, we actually have a measurement. You don't get many measurements anymore. And that's what's going to happen. Okay, from our angle, even with the binoculars, it's still a little difficult to see. You folks on Flow Sports may have a better angle than I do. The ball looks like the nose may be touching the 3-yard line from this angle. If it is, that might be enough for the first down. They'll stretch the chain out. They'll stretch the chain out. They stretch it. They stretch it. Waiting on the signal. The center judge is standing in our way. The referee is eyeballing it. They're looking at it. First down, Hawks. After a long look, first down, Hawks. The ball will be at the 3-yard line. Williams got the tackle to save the touchdown and almost prevent the first down. Hawks still out of the shotgun at the 3-yard line. West Georgia's digging everybody in on the line of scrimmage. Handoff, Durant, left side. He coasts in. Touchdown, Shorter. Hold on. There is a flag on the play.
Offsides. Defense number 18.
Clark Jordan called for offsides for West Georgia. That's their 13th penalty. It will put them over 100 yards tonight. And excuse me, it was Overstreet who made the tackle on the previous play. Everybody loaded up to the right side of the Shorter defense, and Durant went in untouched around the left side, 3 yards. 41-34 now. Simpson in for the point after try. Snaps back, spots down, kick is up. A huge rush up the middle, but the kick got up and over it, and it is good. 41-35. The Hawks have cut it to 6 with 1:52 to go in the game. And you know what's coming. We'll take a quick timeout. Shorter Hawks football's on the Mountain Coast Network.
When the Shorter Hawks football team hits the road, the Mountain Coast Network broadcast team heads to Automax. Corey Rhodes and his crew have the right vehicle for us to travel across the southeast from the mountains of upstate South Carolina to the Gulf Coast on the Florida Panhandle. Wherever you are headed, Automax has the car, SUV, van, or bus that you need. Call Automax today at 706-291-0600 or visit them online at automaxrental.com/Rome.
(41-35), West Georgia leading it, but that was an 11-play, 48-yard drive after the turnover, and the Hawks have cut it to 6 here in the fourth quarter. 1:52 remaining in the game. Again, the Hawks 0 for 1 on onside. That's what Simpson appears to be setting up for. He will kick it to the near side. The ball bounces. It's hit by a West Georgia player. It goes out of bounds. So West Georgia will end up with the football. It appeared that, I would assume that would be Cole, the wide receiver, who was up instead of Festus Davies, the linebacker, for their onside kick team. He touched the ball briefly. It skipped out of his hands and went out of bounds at the 46-yard line on Shorter's side of the field. So the Hawks 0 for 2 on converting fourth down tries this season. 1:52 remaining. West Georgia and Shorter each have their full complement of timeouts. Hawks trying to get their fans fired up. The sideline jumping up and down. fans starting to respond. West Georgia has had trouble holding on to the football here in the fourth quarter. They've come to the line. David Bodden calling out signals along the front. Handoff near side. Run. Mosley, he's across the 45 to the 44. No more. You can see one of the Hawks stretch out and try to grab his arm. And Shorter has called timeout, as you would expect. 10 seconds went off the clock. A minute 42 remaining.
That's the first charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Only a 30. Harlan Jacobs relays the information down. He's in the press box on game day. And the call will come in. Coach Zach Morrison turns, looks toward the Shorter press box. Here at Barron Stadium, there's the main press box for the media and whatnot, and then the coaches have their separate press boxes on either side. Shorter is to our right, the eastern end of the stadium. West Georgia coaches are to the left. Now, 2nd down and 8 after the pickup to the 44. Handoff, right side again, through the line. Trying to break free, no. Down to the 41-yard line. As for West Georgia, that's Mosley again. Shorter will call timeout. He'll pick up about 4 yards, maybe 3 yards there, down to the 41. That's leaving it with a 3rd down and 5. West Georgia's 3 of 7 on 3rd downs tonight. Richardson and Lane in on the tackle for the Hawks. The ball inside the 41. The tail of the football, if you will, is touching the 41-yard line. Ball's inside the right hash. Zach Morrison looks exhausted down on the sideline. Shorter fans cheering. 3rd down, 5 to go. They have to get to the Shorter 36. Everybody who is a tight end is in the game right now. Shorter attacking the line of scrimmage. Nice play call, pulled by Brown. He runs to the left side. He's got the 1st down and more. He will run over a player at the 31-yard line. Flags fly. One is at the 45-yard line. The other is near the Shorter sideline. And there is an injured Shorter Hawk at the 41-yard line. So there is a lot to decipher here. We'll see what's happening. Referee Charles Olson getting ready for the signal.
Holding. Offense number 85. After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Assistant coach from West Georgia.
So Zach Obie guilty of the hold. Apparently one of the West Georgia coaches came out on the field, or at least made his thoughts known about the flag to the officials. He gets tagged with a personal foul for West Georgia. That will be 15 penalties on the night. They're pushing 135 yards. It's not posted on the stat page yet. Now it is 3rd down and 25. They will snap the ball from their own 38-yard line. They have to get to the Shorter 36 for a 1st down. Handoff to the right side. Mosley's got room. He'll be hit. He's hit again. He bounces ahead. He's across the 45. He's down to the 42-yard line. Oh, my goodness. 4th down now for West Georgia. A minute 22 left in the game. Shorter will have to call his final timeout here. And West Georgia now looking at a 4th down and about 7 to go from the 42-yard line. So what has happened time and time again for the Hawks? They'll get a 3rd down and long, and somebody will get free and run. This time it's Mosley. Last week it was quarterback Sammy Edwards of Valdosta. I think he had about 3 third-down conversions where he was flush from the pocket. The defensive line had a good rush, and he would still escape. A minute 22 remaining in the game. West Georgia up 41-35. It's 4th down. They'll call it 6 on the scoreboard. The ball will be snapped from the shorter 42. They have to get the pigskin across the shorter 36 to the Wolves. West Georgia trying to stay in first place in the GSC, looking for playoff positioning. Hawks trying to get win number 4 of the season, the second in the Gulf South Conference. 4th down and 6. The officials say ready for play. Brown claps, looks back to the sideline, steps up, relays information to the offensive line. Williams will come reset in the backfield. Now he will go in motion to the far side. They're trying to make the Hawks jump, I guess, on a 4th and 6. Clock not running. It starts with a snap. Play clock down to 1. There it is. West Georgia, I didn't see it. Presumably they called timeout. No, delay of game. Delay of game. So they did not risk a play on 4th and 6 with the 6-point lead. Instead, they will punt away and try to put shorter deep. Now, here's the interesting fact. Trey Thomas not in the game. You remember, he had the 88-yard punt return TD against Chowan. And a 76-yard interception return and a defensive 2-point return. We haven't seen him since the first quarter. McGill is deep. His long return is 21 yards. Snap, a little high, no pressure. The kick is punched away. It's a beautiful spiral. It hits at the 5. It checks up. It's down at the 3. Great job by the West Georgia punter, Riley Mason, and the cover team. As getting downfield quickly, Terrell Cole. How many times have we called his name tonight? He will down the ball. Shorter is down 6 points on the scoreboard. 73 seconds left. And for the Hawks, effectively, it is 1st down and 96. The ball just outside the 3-yard line, just to the left of the center of the field.
West Georgia, first charge timeout of the half. Get 30-second timeout.
West Georgia will call a 30-second timeout to try to make sure everything is set up. And good to go to make sure everybody on the defensive side has gotten it right. Brown tonight, 18 of 27 passing for a touchdown and an interception, but only for 94 yards. I mean, effectively, he could surpass that with a touchdown pass right here. He has 3 touchdowns on the season passing, including one tonight to McGill. The Hawks have 2 receivers split to the far side. McGill lined up on the hashes. There are 2 receivers to the near side as well. Brown, a yard deep in his end zone, will take the shotgun snap, waist high. He looks. There's pressure. He has to swing it out of the backfield. Hit at the 1 and driven back in. All he could do was unload it to his back. Didn't get a chance to look downfield. And that was Durant in the backfield. That gain will lose yardage to the 1. Still 2 receivers to either side. Clock running at 49 seconds now. 2nd down and 12 from the 1. Brown back to pass. He will throw low. It is complete at the 4. That's Marshall with the grab. That's his first catch of the night. So the Hawks will have to get on the ball at the 5. 30 seconds remaining. It is 3rd down and 9 now. Brown into the end zone, dropping back, looking across the middle, throws, has a man at the 25, ahead to the, ahead to the 30. That's McGill. The clock will stop. to reset the chains from the 30-yard line. It's first down and 10. The Hawks are out of timeouts. West Georgia has 2. The officials will blow the play dead. A defensive player is down on the field back at the 44-yard line. 17 seconds on the clock. And just to add to the situation, another medical helicopter coming in at Atrium Health Floyd.
Be charged an official timeout. They have 2 timeouts remaining this half.
So the injured player.
There is no 10-second runoff. As it was a defensive player, and Shorter has declined the 10-second runoff.
So Charles Olson.
Set the game clock to 19 seconds. Game clock will start on a snap.
All right, we'll recap that for you as Charles Olson explained everything. The defensive player is down. And now back up, arms wrapped around trainers. For West Georgia, the injured player is Bright. He will be helped to the sideline because it's a defensive player who was hurt, and Shorter is driving the ball. They have the option to decline the 10-second runoff. West Georgia, however, is charged with a timeout. They have 2 remaining. So now, from the 30-yard line, 70 yards away, they need a touchdown and an extra point. 2 receivers split to the right, 2 to the left. That's the short side of the field with 2 down linemen and 1 extra rusher. Brown throws underneath. He's got Durant ahead to the 40. Maybe enough for the first down, maybe not. It depends. Yes, they'll say first down. The clock at 13 seconds. They reset the chains. Hawks on the ball. Brown, 3-step drop. Here comes pressure. He's got to get rid of it. He will throw. He's got a man on the boundary. Incomplete at the 45-yard line on the near side. Dearden had come back for the football. Now it's down to 5 seconds. West Georgia got pressure off the edge. Coming in hot was Anthony Rochester. Keandre Williams came in hot. Brown had to roll around. That took time off the clock. 5 seconds. West Georgia has a safety back at the 10-yard line. Brown's got to throw the ball 60-some-odd yards unless something crazy happens here. 3 receivers to the right. Brown back to pass. He throws short, incomplete, and out of bounds. The clock is at 0. Everybody on the Shorter sideline says there should be 1 second left. What will the officials say? Remember, the Hawks have burned their challenge in the game. Everybody holding 1 finger up on the Shorter sideline, saying there should be 1 tick left on the clock. Brown threw that one short and near the boundary. Hawks have to have a touchdown to win. The officials. Time is kept in the defensive backfield, if I'm not mistaken. They are talking it over.
After crew discussion, the game clock expired on the previous play. The game is over.
That's it. So the Hawks can't rally. They'll go down 41-35. They put a scare into the Wolves here right before Halloween, but the Hawks cannot come away with the victory. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back and wrap things up from Barron Stadium, where Shorter goes down 41-35 to West Georgia.
For 80 years, Atrium Health Floyd has offered care at every stage of life. During that time, we've built a history of healing in Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama, doing what we can to keep you safe and healthy. Our primary and urgent care physicians, athletic trainers, EMS professionals, and caregivers at our 3 regional medical centers are here to make sure you have excellent care around the clock, when and where you need it most. Atrium Health Floyd, your first and best choice for care.
At Georgia Northwestern Technical College, we specialize in hands-on training for high-demand careers. GNTC offers over 200 programs of study in aviation, business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. With the Hope Career Grant, many of our programs are offered tuition-free. Apply now. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. High-demand careers begin here.
When the Shorter Hawks football team hits the road, the Mountain Coast Network broadcast team heads to Automax. Corey Rhodes and his crew have the right vehicle for us to travel across the southeast from the mountains of upstate South Carolina to the Gulf Coast on the Florida Panhandle. Wherever you are headed, Automax has the car, SUV, van, or bus that you need. Call Automax today at 706-291-0600 or visit them online at automaxrental.com/Rome.
Well, after a third quarter that kind of wallowed around, the fourth quarter was about as exciting as you could imagine here at Barron Stadium on a Thursday night. In the end, though, West Georgia defeats Shorter 41-35. The Hawks had after a beautiful punt by West Georgia, the Hawks had basically a first down and 94 to go to try to win the ball game or at least tie with a touchdown. But the Hawks could not pull that one through. Let's take a quick look at the stats. I want to remind you that our post-game show is presented by Atrium Health Floyd Sports Medicine. Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, our sports medicine program helps you stay healthy both on and off the field. To learn more about their expert athletic care or for assistance in making an appointment, call 706-509-3400. Looking at the team stats, West Georgia 23 first downs to Shorter's 20. West Georgia rushed the ball 35 times for 317 yards. That is very close to their totals. I think it was like 340 yards last week against North Greenville. The number may be a little off, but you get the idea. Shorter rushed 44 times for 164 yards. Shorter had 22 completions for 130 yards. West Georgia had 17 for 206. All in all, Shorter had 78 snaps for 294 yards. West Georgia had 61 for 523. We said coming into tonight that this game was pretty even on paper, and it bore out pretty much that way to be a 6-point game. Punts, Shorter had 7 for 40.1 average. West Georgia 40 for 44. And that last one, man, that was a doozy. As Riley Mason pinned Shorter inside its 5 with about a minute 13 to go. Third down, Shorter 7 of 17, West Georgia 3 of 18. Time of possession, Shorter 35-53, West Georgia 24-07. Shorter stats, Brown 22 of 33 with a touchdown and an interception, 130 yards. He was sacked twice. Rushing, Durant, 25 carries for 122 yards and a couple of scores. McCrary, 12, and that's his third 100-yard game, and he also had a game with 96 at Delta earlier this year and missed a couple of weeks as well. McCrary, 12 carries for 36 yards and a score. Brown, 7 carries for 6 yards. Receiving, McGill, 7 catches for 62 yards and a touchdown. Dearden, 4 for 32. Durant, 5 for 17. Mosteller, 2 for 8. McCrary, 1 for 5. Deedle, 2 for 4. And Marshall, 1 for 2. For West Georgia, Brown was 17 of 26 passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 206 yards on the night. He was sacked once. Mosley, 16 carries for 191 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Brown, 8 carries for 66 yards. Kennedy, 10 for 59 and a touchdown. And Robertson, 1 for 1. And fumbles were the story late in the game. They put the ball on the ground 3 times. They threw a couple of interceptions today. And Shorter capitalized many times, not every time on it. As if I remember correctly. Receiving, Lockley, 1 catch for 58 yards and a score. That was the backbreaker for the Hawks. Cole, 6 for 50 on the night. Tubbs, 4 catches for 43. Britt, 2 for 23 and a touchdown. West, 2 for 17. And Williams, 2 for 15. Defensively, a quick look. Mercer had a sack tonight for 9 yards for Shorter. Tackles for a sack assist for Huntley and Rice to combine for a 1-yard loss. for, let's see, Tarver had an interception return for 24 yards. That was early in the game, but Shorter got a defensive stop. For the Hawks defensively, Harris had a sack for 2 yards, Bethea a sack for 1. Fumble returns, Bethea 1 for 33 yards and a score. And then interceptions, Warren had 1 for 41 yards. That set up a score by Durant. And then Lowe 1 for 2 yards. 1 interception for 2 yards tackling. Overstreet, no surprise, 10 tackles to lead West Georgia. Harris, 15 tackles on the night. The conference leading tackler does not disappoint. 15 tonight, 8 for Edmonds, and 7 for Lane. That's a slow night for Devon Lane, if you can believe that. 7 tackles. Let's see. Let's go back up and look. Summary. Excuse me. One more button. I'm in the wrong place here. Let me find this real quick. As scoring plays. That's what I was looking for. Scoring plays. All scoring plays. Real quick now. Shorter got the scoring started with a McGill 8-yard reception from Brown. The PAT was good. Mosley went 65 yards. They missed the extra point. That made it 7-6 after 1. In the second quarter, Wesley Kennedy went 2 yards for a score. And then Mosley came back with another 2-yard run for a score. The PATs were good. It was 20-7. Although McCrary goes 1 yard for a score. Simpson hits the kick. It is 20-14 at going into the half, but West Georgia tacked one more on as Britt caught a 17-yard pass from Brown to make it 26-14 in the half. Third quarter, not a whole lot seemed to happen. Durant went 20 yards for a score to make it 27-20. Brown, halfway through the third quarter, goes 20 yards to make it 33-21. The PATs are all good. Brown hit Lockley for 58 yards to make it 40-21. PAT was good. Kennedy fumbles after a 4-yard gain. Harris punched it out. Bethea scooped it up and rumbled 33 yards for the score. Made it 41-27. 28 with the PAT. Durant gets a 3-yard score, 41-35 when Simpson hits the PAT, and that's where it ended. So that'll do it. That's your Georgia Northwestern Technical College post-game report. GNTC teaches you how. Get trained, get hired. Visit them online at gntc.edu. One more quick look at the Automax scoreboard. Virginia Tech leads Syracuse 35-10, just underway in the fourth. And closer to home, Georgia Southern leads Georgia State in Statesboro 37-21 with 10 minutes left in the fourth. Don't forget, Shorter is at North Greenville next week, 1 o'clock kickoff, 12:30 airtime here on Mountain Coast Network. Delta State is at West Georgia for a 7 o'clock game. That's a biggie. The Statesmen are off this week. West Georgia still in the fight for the conference championship and a playoff spot. Thank you to our sponsors, Atrium Health Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation, Georgia Northwestern Technical College, and Automax. Thank you to our servicemen and women, as well as our first responders and medical personnel who keep us free and safe so we can watch football every weekend. And finally, thank you to executive producer Kevin Strickland, the MCN broadcast family, the Flow Sports broadcast family, and most importantly, thank you to each of you for spending time with us today. Oh, thank you, Emily Fryer, for producing the Flow Sports stream this evening. That's a wrap for the Shorter football team today. The Hawks will lose to West Georgia 41-35. All the best to all of you. Please stay safe, take care of each other, have a great night and a better tomorrow. For the MCN broadcast team, I'm Mike Beaver. So long from Rome. We'll talk to you next week from North Greenville. Thank you for listening to Shorter Hawks football on the Mountain Coast Network and Flow Sports. Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to a special presentation from the Mountain Coast Network. Shorter Hawk football game coverage on MCN has been presented by Atrium Health Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation, Georgia Northwestern Technical College, and Automax. Thank you for listening, and please support our sponsors. Follow MCN on Twitter at MTN Coast Network and on the World Wide Web at MountainCoastNetwork.com. Shorter Hawk football has been brought to you through Mixler.com and by the Mountain Coast Network.